New year, new you. Chase and Big Joe, 102.5 The Game here on this Monday. Hope you're having a wonderful day. He is Big Joe Dubin. I'm Chase McCabe. Dr. Crane, Nick Frazier, as always, doing a great job on the ones and twos. The offseason is here officially for the Tennessee Titans. The coaching search is officially on for the Tennessee Titans. And they finally have a front office structure that's normal for the Tennessee Titans.
We'll see how long that lasts for, but anything. But I think she'll
change her mind.
I think she came out Friday with anticipation of today, Amy Adams Strunk, to know that, hey, look, for all everybody concerned what's going on, there's one voice here that's will report to me, and that's Mike Morganzi. And I thought that was because today the coaching search starts.
Do you truly? Here's the thing. I don't, and this, of course, broke, and I was doing some stuff Friday. You and Nick did a great job.
Thanks, pal.
Of course, this broke at like 3:02. So you guys didn't have an opportunity to talk on this, but do you believe that, and by the way, hi, how you doing? 615-737-1025. Do you believe that Borgonzi and Brinker truly decided this on their own? Because I don't see somebody like Chad Brinker walking in going, hey, I think it'd be best if I took a demotion.
Yeah, right.
Because that's what this is.
What do all the shows here at 102.5 The Game talk about when it talks about the Titans? Who's in charge?
Right.
I don't know who's in charge. Yeah, now we know. So we're talking about it. You know, the league's talking about it. So it was a thing of like, all right, Borgonzi's running the show. Now we know. No more fine. If Amy's got to make a decision, if it was my team, I'd want you reporting to me too as well. But you got one guy doing the search, everything else. It's good. It's a good thing.
So do you remember 2007, I guess it was, they fired Floyd Reese, which, you know, obviously there's some personal connection there, I believe was a mistake. But that's what they did. They fired Floyd Reese. The power struggle between Jeff and Floyd that was reported, Jeff wins, all that. Mike Reinfeldt comes in and is the general manager. And then it was like, I think it was after Bud died, there was this shift in power where all of a sudden Rustin Webster, who was there in some capacity, becomes a general manager. Mike Reinfeldt gets some BS title that he moves into some other thing. Within a year, he's gone. That's what I feel like is about. It has happened.
I don't remember any of that. I mean, it happened, but it wasn't to me the concern like it is now.
Well, and I'm not necessarily saying it's a concern. I'm just saying this feels very similar that, you know, now the general manager is actually the general manager. He's going to do general manager things, which means he's going to put the roster together. He's going to hire and fire the coaches. He's going to be the football guy in charge, which is what a general manager does.
Yeah.
And so he is going to generally manage the football team. That is what he's going to do. And I love that they and look, I feel like I preface things and I don't have to, but I do because that's just how I am. I've met Chad Brinker a couple of times. He's a very nice guy. But this was not his gig. And I think he admitted several times, either on purpose or inadvertently, of he didn't ask for this job. This really isn't what he's meant to be. And so now he kind of goes back to, you know, he's managing the salary cap, which what does that mean for Vin Marino? But he's managing the salary cap. He's doing analytics and all those things. My guess is a year from now, he's not there. I think this is probably a run the contract out where you don't have to. I think she's paying enough people not to work there. So
right, yeah.
I think she's probably looking at it that way. But I don't know. Here's the thing, and I'm going to say this today, January 5th, 2026. I don't know who got to her. I don't know if she came up with this on her own. I don't know if it was Borgonzi. I don't know if Brinker walked in there and said, I'm not meant to do this. Find another role for me. I don't know if it was divine intervention. I don't care. She got something right. Now, stay out of the way and let Borgonzi do his thing.
Which leads us into our question of the day, brought to us by
Aries Tactical.
Yes. All right, it's out there. Who do you want to be the next head coach of the Tennessee Titans? There's like 18 candidates out there. We want to hear from you. Who do you think and who do you want to see as the next head coach of the Tennessee Titans? And Chase McCabe, I am putting you on the spot. Who do you want to see leading this team come next September on the field?
Question of the day presented by Aries Tactical, your safety, your skill, your Aries Tactical. Check them out at ariestactical.com. Who do I want to be the head coach? Not who do I think is going to be the head coach?
This is who do you want? It says nothing to do with who do you think? Who do you want?
I want John Harbaugh. Don't know if he's going to be available or not, but he might be. That's who I'd want. And I can tell you this right now, that if he does become available and he wants to coach again, they need to call. And if he needs to step off from 3 to 6 to take a phone call, he certainly can. But they need to call Derek Mason and say, why should John Harbaugh be the coach of this team? Because he'll tell you why.
Okay. All right.
But I say John Harbaugh.
All right.
Who do I think it's going to be? I still think it's going to be Matt Nagy.
Matt Nagy. We know that.
Matt Nagy. So they've already asked the Chiefs permissions to talk to Nagy and Spagnuolo. I think that is a courtesy thing from Borgonzi. I don't think there is true interest in Spagnuolo, but I think it's a courtesy thing. They've also asked permission to talk to Vance Joseph, who's the defensive coordinator with the Denver Broncos. I'm going to say this because a lot of people are going to say that's the Rooney Rule, that's satisfying the Rooney Rule, and it might be. I do think Vance Joseph's going to get some interviews. I don't know if he's a head coach because it didn't work in Denver before when he was a head coach, but I also don't think he had a great situation either. I think he's a good coach as a defensive coordinator. So I'm going to say probably Rooney Rule for the Titans, but I do think he's going to get some interviews.
I want to see Robert Saleh here. I want to see the fire. I guess Arizona fired their coach too.
Yeah,
I'm looking up Jonathan Gannon. So
Cardinals,
Raiders, Browns, Falcons, Giants, Titans are all looking for head coach.
Okay, so here's what I'll say. Brian Daboll, I would talk to about OC, not head coach. Raheem Morris, no. But, I mean, an assistant, sure. Is he offense or defense?
Who's that?
Raheem Morris.
He's defense, isn't he?
Okay,
yeah, I think so.
I talked to him about that. Kevin Stefanski, hell yes. Pete Carroll, no. Jonathan Gannon, no.
Well, of those 6 jobs, if I'm John Harbaugh, I ain't taking the Titans job if those 6 jobs are available.
If I'm John Harbaugh and those are the 6 jobs available, I'm probably going to Fox, CBS, ESPN, or something.
Well, if you want to coach again, I'm taking that Falcons job all day long. It's better than the Cardinals, Raiders, Browns, Giants, and Titans.
I'm going to disagree with you, my friend, and I'm so glad you brought this up.
What's better?
Because I texted you and I said there is a job that I'm going to surprise you on.
Okay.
That I don't think is it. I think Arthur Blank is becoming a little bit like Amy Adams Strong. Look at how many times that job, both the general manager job and the head coach job, have been open in the last handful of years.
Yeah,
it's been the same amount.
You got a defense in place in Atlanta. You don't have Jack here.
Well, so what's going on there? Would you okay? Well, let's peel it back this way. Michael Penix or Cam Ward?
Michael Penix.
I don't know.
All day.
I'm not sold.
All day. Cam regressed. He regressed.
I think Cam was a roller coaster. I think Cam would take a few steps forward and a few steps back. I think Cam was a rookie with a lame duck coaching staff, with no weapons, with, us on the offensive line, and a defense that I mean, look, I actually think the defense is beat up and no numbers that they had in the secondary, especially that defense fought.
For the Titans?
Yeah.
One of the worst defenses I've ever seen.
That's not what I said. I said they fought.
Okay, I can fight all. Argentina fought against Great Britain in the Falkland Islands. That war was over in an hour.
Sure,
right?
But I'm saying.
But you think the Falcons' jobs are better than the Titans' job?
No, I think that I would lean towards the Titans right now.
Really, over the Falcons?
Yes. Joe, what's going on there? He's had since 28-3.
Maybe he didn't hire good coaches.
He's the owner.
Maybe Art Smith isn't good.
But
maybe Raheem Morris wasn't good.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, and you can say the same thing about the Titans, but he had the right power structure. And since 28-3, when they had Dan Quinn and what was his name? Because I like him. Help me out. Who is the GM?
McKay?
No.
Rich McKay?
No.
Tannenbaum? Jason Voorhees?
No. God, this is dry.
Bilal?
Thomas Dimitroff.
Okay.
So since Thomas Dimitroff and Dan Quinn, which I think that was a good combo, they haven't been able to get it right. They bring in Fontenot. He really didn't look like he knew what he was doing.
Right.
I like Raheem Morris, but I didn't think Raheem Morris was the answer. And Art, to me, and you're right, Art may not be a head coach. And last night I questioned if he was an offensive coordinator on some things. But he never truly had the quarterback.
True. He went all in on Desmond Ritter. That was a problem. That's the whole thing about
Did
Art.
he go all in on Desmond Ritter,
Yeah.
or was he basically told you got to go all in?
I think he went. Ritter was a guy that he really, really liked. But we can talk about that later on. But head coach, Dr. Crane, do you got an opinion on who you want to see the new Titans head coach? Who would you like to see?
Robert Saleh seems to be the hands favorite for me. I mean, if there's another coach out there, it'd probably be an offensive coordinator.
Right.
Maybe Cliff Kingsbury. I saw his name was floated around this morning. Probably won't happen. That's about it.
Yeah, I just like Saleh because I want a coach who's going to bring you fire and brimstone, who's going to yell at you. Yeah, right? That's what I want to see here. So that's it. We all know who it's going to be. I
agree on Saleh, Nick, but I think what's going to hurt him, unless they get beat this weekend, which they very well could, I think they want to get somebody in. And so I don't know if they're going to, unless there's just somebody like if they're hearing through the grapevine that Mike Tomlin would leave Pittsburgh as soon as they're knocked out and they have a chance, then they might wait. But I think if he's keyed in on Nagy or Spagnuolo or Stefanski or, whoever, and know that you could get them tomorrow, then I think that's going to hurt Robert Saleh.
Do you have the list who's been contacted? Because there's I know officially Matt. Look, we all know Matt Nagy is going to be the new head coach. There's 100% in my mind. I just want to throw out there suggestions of you guys because we all if we all think it's Matt Nagy, and we'll just play commercials till DVD at 3:00, right? I mean, so we want to hear who you think, who you would like to see.
Well, and I want to know what people think is about the best job open.
Well, that too as well. But I think Nagy is going to be the guy.
Is the Raiders a good job?
I would not take that job at all because
even with Brady?
No, because of one thing. It's Vegas. Tell me, it's Vegas. And for the time we were out there, I was like, holy hell, what's going on here?
So I don't think they've contacted him yet, but the expectation is the Giants, and other teams with openings to request to interview Cliff Kingsbury. I don't want Cliff Kingsbury, but talk to him. All right, Lou Anarumo, who's the Colts defensive coordinator. He had a stint in Cincinnati under Zach Taylor. We don't need any more damn Zach Taylor assistants.
Get it?
So they've all right, here we go. They've requested to interview Vance Joseph, Lou Anarumo, Steve Spagnuolo, and Matt Nagy.
Okay.
And John will tell us how it's spelled later. Thank you, John.
But we agree, Matt Nagy, right? I mean, that's because of the article that came out last week. I forget, was it an Athletic article or whatever it was about the relationship between Borgonzi and Matt Nagy. So it's a done deal, right? So we get all that. But
I've talked to some people about him. Now, what's going to be interesting, and we may do this week. I'd like to get somebody on from Chicago because I'm told nobody has a good thing to say about him in Chicago, which worries me. I mean, that does concern me. But you talk to Kansas City or anywhere else, and you get good things. Now, one thing that has been consistent, even from the Chicago folks, has been he's got to get the staff right. That if he gets the staff right, then you may have something. But that everybody's telling me it all depends on the staff.
Staff is important. It's got to be strong.
It does.
You have a strong staff.
Yes, you do.
Yes, you do.
We have a strong staff here.
We do.
The game.
We do.
Dr. Crane, a part of that.
It's all
good job,
big part
Dr.
of that. Yeah, as well.
615-737-1025 is our phone and text line, driven by WilsonCountyHyundai.com. It's all about you guys today. We got a ton of calls. We got a ton of texts. Who do you want to be the next Titans head coach? The offseason is now 4th overall pick, by the way, in the draft.
Which they've never had. They've never had a number 4 pick.
Interesting. So 4th overall pick, and the coaching search is officially underway. We will discuss that and so much more today. It's Chase and Big Joe, 102.5 The Game. Little Huey Lewis in the news. Good stuff there, Dr. Crane. Chasing Big Joe on this Monday. The Titans offseason has officially begun. And they've asked to interview several coaching candidates. And it's also Black Monday in the NFL. So this is what we know. Raheem Morris was the first to go. Obviously, Brian Callahan was fired in season. Brian Daboll was fired in season. So the Titans and the Giants were open. Raheem Morris was fired in Atlanta. So the Falcons' job became open. Kevin Stefanski fired this morning. Pete Carroll fired this morning. Jonathan Gannon fired this morning in Arizona. So those are the 6 jobs. NFL.com has ranked the 6 jobs.
Ooh.
Who do you think they have at number 1? Or what team do you think they have number 1?
Falcons.
New York Football Giants.
Crazy.
Number 2.
Falcons.
Cleveland Browns. Number 3.
Falcons.
There you go.
There we go. Right.
Number 4.
Titans.
Arizona Cardinals.
Throw that list away. Can you name 3 players besides Kyler Murray on that team?
Marvin Harrison Jr. Connor, the running back, is he still there?
Yeah, he's on the IR, but James
still there.
Conner.
Okay.
James Conner.
The same ones I can, and one more, the tight end.
Trey
McBride. That's it. I mean, just a non-existent franchise. All
Michael
right.
Carter.
Who?
Running back, Michael Carter. Zonovan Knight.
Jacoby Brissett.
Yeah, right.
They have the Titans at 5 and the Raiders at 6.
God, the Raiders at 6. That's something else.
Yeah.
There you go. So I don't know. I think that Titans job to me is number 5.
You know what I think should happen? The Raiders should come out and say Tom Brady is not only a part owner, but he's going to be the general manager or president of football operations. He tells Fox goodbye because that'd be a conflict of interest, and Brady goes and runs the Raiders. Because I don't know it. I don't know that he'd be good at it, but I kind of want to see it.
I think he likes calling football games now. I think he's comfortable now. And he's
gotten better at it. But. Yeah. Let's go to the phones. T-Mac, who you want as the Titans head coach?
Yeah, so I don't have, and I kind of said this on the last show, I don't have a problem with them interviewing Matt Nagy, although he's not the most favorable one. And then, Mike McCarthy. But if I were them, I would wait. Anybody that comes out of the NFC West, whether it's from the 49ers, whether it's from the Rams or the Seahawks, that's who I'm interviewing. I will wait. Like, I'm getting anybody. I mean, other than Vance Joseph, I'm getting anybody that come out of the NFC West, most especially if they come from under the Sean McVay tree. Yeah, that's who I'm getting.
Okay, appreciate it, T-Mac. Here's the thing, though. They've kind of tried that.
They have.
All right, now let me ask you. Let me play some what ifs with you before we get to Adam. If the Packers get run out of Chicago Saturday night, does he become available? Does Matt LaFleur become available?
I think he said he's committed back for 26, right? I thought I've read that somewhere.
But
if not, I mean, yeah, I guess.
Maybe you have.
Maybe. If not, but look, you can change your mind in the last second. You make it like, all right, I'm out of here.
Because here's what I think. If Matt LaFleur becomes available, that's when you're going to see the true test of can she stay out of the way, because I'm told she loved him.
Well, he's only here for a year.
But I was told she loved him. So if he's available, does she pull a Tommy Smith and say, hey, come meet your head coach?
I think absolutely. I think you have to, right? Would you not want to interview Matt LaFleur? I would.
I would interview him.
Yeah.
But I would let Borgonzi make that decision. If Borgonzi truly feels Matt Nagy would be better for this team than Matt LaFleur, then you have to support that decision.
I think Matt Nagy's hired by Friday.
I do too.
I think he's the guy.
I said that last week.
They'll satisfy all the Rooney Rule stuff and get everything what they have to do, the protocols, and they hire Matt Nagy. He's going to bring in the guy that he knows. He's not bringing in a guy that he does not know. Bringing a guy that he knows. Matt Nagy. I just think by Friday is going to the weekend. You got your guy.
I would agree with you on that. Let's go to Adam in Portland. Adam, what's up?
Yeah, man, I think y'all got it. You've hit the nail on the head. It's Nagy. I don't want him, but necessarily I don't not want him, but I would want Stefanski if I could get Jim Schwartz in a combo package. Jack, you said something that is interesting earlier. You said you didn't think you thought the defense fought hard. I 100% agree with you. I know what you're saying. Can anybody in this world, besides our defensive backs coach, name the 4 starters yesterday for the Titans D-backs?
No.
Because if you can't, nobody can. I don't think anybody on the Titans could do it, to be honest with you.
But here's the thing,
that's
Adam.
the point,
Adam,
that they've had to play like that all season long.
31 other teams don't care. They don't care. They don't care that you're starting 4 guys who were working in the streets last week.
Yeah, but they've been doing it since like week 3, dude. That's what I'm saying. Like Chase is right. This team fought, so I would take that into account.
So thanks for the call, Adam. So in that sense, does the next coach consider keeping Denard Wilson?
I think he's a great coach.
I think he's been fine.
Just no talent.
Yeah, right. I mean, I think John Fossil and Denard Wilson should get consideration to remain on the staff.
But if they don't, I understand it.
I do too, because at the same time, and look, we've had these conversations with people. I think the head coach should pick his staff. I don't think it should be the GM. I don't think it should be anybody else. The head coach should pick their staff. And if they bring in, Matt Nagy and there are people that he wants, then you let him go get them. If they bring in Matt LaFleur and there's people from Green Bay that he wants to bring with him, then you let him. Like there's my guy syndrome. Well, sometimes
holdovers
that's
never
what you
work.
need.
That's why coaches want their
They
guys.
sometimes do. I mean, I think Arthur Smith is an example of one that worked, but he was on like 3 different staffs with the Titans.
But I'm bringing my guys in. It's my coaching staff. I'm bringing my guys in. By the way, Nick Bears texted in. You know who he wants?
Who?
Says break the bank. Go hire Kurt Signetti. His buyout is like $90 million.
Yeah.
Amy can afford it. I know that, but that's a whole other segment.
By the way, do you want my hot? This is not a Titans hot take, but it's a hot take.
Sure.
And I've said it once, and you were kind of like, but I'm pushing the chips in the middle of the table now on it. Kalen DeBoer to the Atlanta Falcons.
No.
Stay one step ahead of the jailer and go back with your quarterback. It would be, look, now would I do it if I was the owner? No, I think it'd be a terrible hire.
Right.
But I'm just saying Arthur Blank is starting to show signs of that. And it's like, hey, he could get the best out of his quarterback. DeBoer's looking around Tuscaloosa, knowing that Daddy's still leaning over his shoulder, and they just lost.
Yeah, I don't think it's a good fit for him. I think Salah's a good fit for the Falcons. Falcons got a damn good defense. I'm telling you, they got a damn good defense. Robert Salah's the guy. Get him the next level.
If you're Arthur Blank, do you revisit Belichick?
No, because it's gone so bad at North Carolina. It's so awful over there, from what I've told.
I agree.
That no, and like I don't want that part of this. Start something fresh and something new.
I think that's why he didn't get the job to begin with.
Yeah, and then you look now with all that's going on. No, I would not get Belichick. Robert Saleh is a fit for the Falcons. And look, somebody texted me like, "Well, nobody wants the Cardinals job." That's always wrong. There are only 32 of these jobs in the world, and you ask a high school football coach down in Munfordville, Tennessee, you want to coach the Cardinals? Hell yeah. These jobs will all be filled. Now, they're not the greatest jobs, but they're NFL coaching jobs. So they'll be taken. But this Titans job, and now you got the Raiders out there and the Falcons and Browns and everything's open up. I mean, now you're battling for coaches. But if you know Nagy's your guy, get him. Go get him.
Get him. 615-737-1025. Rich in Brentwood. Rich, who you got?
Yeah, I agree with you guys. It's going to be Nagy as head coach. But I have got a few pointers for O-line. What do you think about Bruce Matthews?
No. He was awful with Mike Munchak, and the rumor was he was lazy. So no. I get it.
Okay.
I get it, but no, thank you.
Okay, how about defense coordinator Schwartz or Denard?
All day.
And offense coordinator Mike McDaniels?
If he's available.
Yes.
And my prediction for this weekend is going to be the Rams, Bears, Jags, Eagles, Pats, and Texans as your winners.
Okay.
And national championship for college will be Miami Hurricanes.
Love it.
Thank you, Rich.
Thank you, Rich.
All right.
Rich Rod.
Kenny the mailman. Kenny, what's up?
Hello, good friends. Chase, you asked a minute ago what was one of those best teams for a coach to go to. Do you remember?
Yeah.
Isn't that sort of like asking, what's the best third world country to raise your children in? None of those. You wait, you take a TV job and wait for a real job. I mean, it's like a wheel of fortune when you go to those teams.
Yeah.
Spin the wheel, get a new coach in 3 years. Spin the wheel.
Kenny, could you imagine if that was how they chose a coach by Wheel of Fortune? You had to spin it around.
They're doing about as well as some teams. Might as well
They should do a coach draft, and just like the NFL draft.
Well,
you have to
Chase and
draft
I,
a coach.
Kenny, talked about doing the Bachelor with a football. You get a football for the coach you want to choose.
Well, let me ask you this, Joe. You're my expert on this, okay?
Oh, okay.
You have interviewed for so many jobs and got them here. You're only 2 away from matching George Plaster on getting jobs. When they bring these coaches in, yeah, they're interviewing them, but these smart coaches are interviewing the Titans. Let me give you an example.
Okay.
Miss Amy, are you going to come get me out of a meeting where we're discussing a game plan to win this division to announce that you fired the GM? You want me to announce that you fired the GM? Are you going to come get me out of a meeting to announce a bad trade you announced earlier this year? Are you going to trade like a player that changes the whole team like A.J. Brown because you don't like him? They're going to interview them as much as they're interviewing the Titans. And if they have any sense, they'd wait a year. Hey, I want to hear what y'all say on that, and y'all have a great day.
Thank you,
Bubba.
Kenny. Appreciate it.
All good points.
All good points. Yeah. I mean, that's does the new coach, does Matt Nagy have to have tea with Miss Amy, or
I don't know, but tell me why you don't want him.
why I don't want Matt Nagy?
Yeah.
I want him. I'm fine. I mean,
There's got to be a downside, right?
yeah. I mean, look, I don't think it went well in Chicago. Here, let me answer this coming up next, because I do have some insight that I've been told about him. 615-737-1025 is Chasing Big Joe on this Monday, presented by the Omni, 1025 The Game. This is what the Titans will be playing when they find their next head coach. Chase and Big Joe, presented by the Omni on 102.5 The Game. Chase, Big Joe, Dr. Crane, Nick Frazier with you on this Monday. Couple of little things. We'll get back to the texts and the phones on who you think should be the next head coach for the Tennessee Titans. ML Football on Twitter. This is insane. The Raiders could be spending $50 million on fired coaches. They owe Antonio Pierce $8 million. They owe Josh McDaniels $10 million. They still owe John Gruden $10 million. Pete Carroll $16 million. Chip Kelly, who they fired as offensive coordinator, $6 million. It's freaking nuts. And then I saw this. I'm going to butcher her name, so I apologize. But you've seen her. I think she does sideline reporting on CBS, but she's worked with the Browns too. Aditi Kinkhabawala. I knew it was I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
We'll go with Aditi.
You tried to edit in midair. God bless you, man. Sorry.
She says, Kevin Stefanski is sincerely one of the best humans I've ever dealt with in this business. Whatever organization gets him will love his steady and level leadership. And for what it's worth, I think he and Cam Ward would be an ideal personality fit. Winky face.
Okay.
So that is interesting.
Okay. Well, there we go. There. Heard that from others around.
Look,
about that.
I'm not out on him because I think he's a 2-time coach of the year, and anything with the Browns, you need to actually research it. You don't need to just go, oh yeah, it's the Browns, or he did a bad job there. I mean, you got to look at it.
It's the Browns too,
right?
I mean, that's even part of it.
So I mean, would you take the Browns or the Titans?
Titans.
Yeah,
I ain't working for that organization at all. By the way, he looks like our friend Kevin Creasy from Oakland High School. Stefanski does.
By the way, also this, Ian Rappaport and others, good news for the Titans and Cam Ward. Exams revealed an AC joint sprain in his shoulder. No surgery required. Sources say best case scenario heading into the offseason.
All right. We'll talk about Cam running later on. We'll visit that later on during the show. I got something on that. But I asked you about Matt Nagy. What's the downside of Matt Nagy? And you were going to tell me. Oh, no.
Can I read one more?
Please do. And please try to pronounce her name one more time.
NFL Memes says, remember, folks, every time the Browns or Raiders fire a coach, it's time to change out the batteries in your smoke alarm.
Every 6 months.
That is a good one. All right, here's my thing on Matt Nagy. I was told in Chicago he was just he was very hard to deal with.
Okay.
And I think that he's learned. I've also been told from Kansas City that he recognized that and Andy recognized that. And so he's really worked on that. And it wasn't that he meant to be a jerk. It was just he was so dialed in and one of those guys that just all he wanted to do was coach. He didn't want to deal with the other things. But part of being the head coach is you have to deal with the other things. You're the CEO. You have to go do the press conferences. And look, I've seen from afar that I think Vrabel has now. We'll see, when they have a bad season, they're winning right now. But Vrabel had to go through that. So I think there are some where it's fine. Like you're going to be, a Richard sometimes, but I think at the same time, you do have to learn how to play the game. Now, media here is going to be a hell of a lot different than Chicago.
Sure.
But I do wonder what that's going to look like second time around. Because look, he's getting a job. I think he's getting a job, whether it's here or somewhere else.
There's not doubt in my mind he's not hired here.
Yeah.
I mean, that article summed everything up, how close Borgonzi and he are. Look, I got a message. You're my buddy. You can take it to the team, and I trust you in all this. And I think that happens. I don't think he's a fit for Cardinals, Falcons, Browns, any place else. But look, if you make a good point, LaFleur comes open, you interview him, kick the tires on him, and everything else. But I think Nagy's the guy. He's an offensive guy who's worked with Mahomes and need to work with Cam Ward. I think it all goes hand in hand.
Is there any chance in your mind that Cleveland, being Cleveland, talks to or eventually hires Deion Sanders?
Man, that is.
I think that would be the worst possible move they could do. But again, it's the Browns.
Man, I didn't thought about that. That's really, gosh, yes, yeah, I do, because it's a show, it's a joke now,
Yeah.
right?
And
bring him in. You got
if they're look, he didn't play that bad.
Not at all. I'm telling you, he's
really
not
didn't.
a bad quarterback. And I don't know why he did not start over Dylan Gabriel. I don't understand it. Maybe Stefanski. Look, Stefanski had Deshaun Watson, who's a train wreck. Then you had Kenny Pickett in there. Then you had Shador. Then you had
Flacco.
Dylan Gabriel, Flacco. I mean, he had all this nonsense in there. He had to go out and coach the team. So Stefanski's going to be gobbled up and soon. But yeah, Dion, that's a great one, man. We'll all bitch and moan about it, but we'll all watch that football team.
Yep. Scott in Hendersonville wants to weigh in on the Titans. Scott, what you got?
Question of the day. I'm going to say Andrew Burnett. He'll probably get fired when they get off to a 1-3 start, but if they just stick with him, he'd have them playing like Super Bowl contenders halfway through.
Okay,
Scott.
No, I have no idea. I mean, it's not a great menu to pick from, but my question, I called about, the guy that called in and asked the question, who did the Titans start in the secondary yesterday? Can anybody name them? And of course, nobody outside of the DB coach probably could. And my question is, and it's just a pattern, and it goes back year, and it's not only trading, but not re-signing their draft picks. But what was the purpose of getting rid of Roger McCreary? A fifth round pick. He had a first round grade. They drafted him in the second. He wasn't going to break the bank. What good is a fifth round pick? I mean, are they going to find anybody that good enough to replace him with a fifth round pick? No.
I think that Borgonzi, as a talent evaluator, probably looked at him and just said he's not what we're looking for, and so he was getting. I mean, if you look at the moves they made, they've gotten rid of a lot of players that they didn't pick. So that's what I think it is.
He was the best DB on the team. That's that's
fair.
Not saying much, but it just doesn't make a whole lot of sense.
It's called my guy syndrome, Scott. They all want their own people. I mean, whether it's right or wrong, I think that's what it is.
Well, good luck finding an impact DB in the fifth round.
Yeah.
I mean, I know it happens occasionally, but it's some of the trades that have been made, and I realize it's a different regime, but going back the last several years just baffle me.
No, you're correct. You're correct on all this, buddy. You're correct on all of it.
Thanks for the call, Scott. Appreciate it. To wrap up on Matt Nagy, the GM in Chicago was a dip. You know what? Like, he was an idiot.
Who was it?
It was Ryan Proles, or what was his name? What is it?
Ryan Poles?
Poles.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Poles.
Yes. He was an idiot. He had Mitch Trubisky,
right,
which he got him to the playoffs. Let's not forget that.
He did.
So there's something to be said for that. Was he coach of the year that year? Was Matt Nagy coach of the year? I don't know. So look, I mean, 2018. So I think he'd be a good hire.
I think he'd be an excellent hire.
But again, you got to get the staff right, and then he and Borgonzi need to decide very quickly, okay, do we have the right guy in Cam Ward?
Yeah, I'm all in on Matt Nagy.
That leads us, because now I want to hear what you have to say about him running. We'll talk about that,
buddy,
coming up next. Chasing Big Joe on this Monday, 102.5 The Game.
Hey guys, Big Joe here, and we are doubling down on our mental health message in 2026. We spent a lot of time on the show talking about mental health for men, and we are grateful for all who've reached out the last several years, but we have a lot of work still to do. We won't rest telling you how much better our world is, because you are here and you got so much to live for. That's why we are so honored. We partner with Unity Psychiatric Care, just an incredible place right here in Middle Tennessee for you to get well, and it works. Here's all you got to do. Just go to GameNashville.com, click on the Chase and Big Joe show, and there will be a link to Unity Psychiatric Care. Again, so many have reached out to us. Now we got a partner that cares about you. And listen, You don't have to go through any of this alone. This is private, it's confidential, and they offer telehealth. I don't need what you talk about. I just need you to go. And yes, they're based right here in Middle Tennessee. And listen, if you got a loved one who needs to talk and you are worried, you could be that person that changes their world. Again, just go to theGameNashville.com, click on the Chase and Big Joe show, and you'll see all the information you need for Unity Psychiatric Care. Listen, we need you here. We need to come and show up at your comeback story, at your VIP party. Your success is our success. We love you guys. And again, help is just around the corner, and you don't have to go through any of this alone. Again, just go to theGameNashville.com, click on the Chase and Big Joe show, and you'll see Unity Psychiatric Care information.
I didn't realize we were back. Sorry there. Chasing Big Joe. 102.5 the game on this Monday. All right, so Cam Ward gets hurt in the first quarter, first possession, going for a touchdown. He scores a touchdown, dives in, lands awkwardly on the shoulder. The reports are does not need surgery, and it'll, it's the best case scenario for him. Should be good to go by the start of the season. You have thoughts on this?
Stop running. Stop running. Stop running your quarterback. I'm telling you, 26, they're going to double down. If your quarterback takes off, they're going to light him up. I know they do it now. Stop running. I mean, that's a guy. That's your franchise. And
so
now,
was it a design run?
It was an RPO, yeah.
RPO?
Yeah, and he took off around the right side. I was like, and I get it, but your throw that ball away, man. Like Manning and Brady and all those. Throw the ball to a receiver. Let playmakers do it.
I am so disappointed in you.
Stop making this. Because I'll tell you what, if you're running, I'm coming after you.
Okay.
I'm going to take you out.
It's football.
I get
you
that.
say this all the time.
Right.
It's football.
You're
it's a contact sport. It's a dangerous sport. Okay.
You don't need to do that.
But he made a play and he scored a touchdown.
And he's out.
Okay.
He's out.
It
for
happens.
The rest of the game.
It happens.
He could be out for 3 to 4 months.
It happens.
Don't run. Don't run.
I disagree.
Don't run.
If part of your arsenal is your legs.
It's not his legs. That's the problem. He's not a good running quarterback. He's not.
But he made a play.
Yeah, and he got injured. He was out the rest of the game. Are you happy that he got injured?
No.
Okay.
But he made a play.
He scored. We're happy
about that. But he made
that.
a play.
We got beat 41-7, but by golly, he made a play.
Well,
ridiculous.
Look, you could have made the argument that he didn't even need to be in there.
I'm coming after you. Teams are going to start doubling down. You run, I'm coming after you. Even more so.
So part of it is build a better offensive line where you don't have to do RPOs like that and get a receiver that'll catch the damn ball.
Offensive line has nothing to do with RPO. That's nothing to do with that.
Okay, well, they're calling it because they know that.
So we drop back to pass, throw the ball away. Don't run. Don't be the Jake Locker. Don't do all that.
I don't know, man. Like,
don't do that.
He made a play. He got hurt making a play.
Yeah. Don't design the play for him. Throw the ball.
I don't have a problem with a guy getting hurt trying to make a play.
I do.
It sucks.
It's your franchise.
If that had been game one, we might be having a different conversation. But the kid made a play.
I'm not a fan. Just don't call plays for that.
But I mean, like,
who's a better runner? Chig, Iomander, DK, Tony Pollard, Tajay Spears. All of them are better runners.
Yeah, sure. But
the ball to them.
Okay, then just get rid of RPOs altogether.
I'm with that.
Just get them out of the game.
If I see you running, I'm going after you, man.
Because Big Joe wants 1970s football where we have.
Damn right I do.
Where,
see Aaron Rodgers run last night?
Yeah.
And he threw his mind like, I'm going to try. No, I'm not going to go. And he ran out of bounds 2 yards for the first down because he couldn't.
He used to be a running quarterback.
Used to be a running quarterback because he knows they're going to make it.
But I mean, but I mean, like, you are the one that say all the time that this is a dangerous sport. Kissing your girlfriend is a contact sport.
It's a violent sport.
It's a violent sport.
Yes.
So
don't run the ball like that. Don't call a design play for you to run. Don't do that. It's that simple.
I'm going to disagree.
Flip it to Tony Pollard. Let him do it. Now your quarterback's
That's
out.
fine.
They dodged a huge bullet yesterday.
But I mean,
for what?
Like he could have broken his shoulder or something, getting sacked as many times as he did this year.
That happens, right? That happens.
But
you can't help that. You're running the football down the field. Stop running the football. You are not a running quarterback. Don't say me use your legs. No.
But he can.
Throw the ball. Throw the ball down the field. And now your quarterback, and thank God it's only a mild sprain of his shoulder. Thank the Lord. That's all it is. I am just not a fan of having your franchise running the ball down the field like that.
Adam in Portland says, I've already agreed with Chase once today, but I agree with Joe on this one. Cam should not run ever in his life. He looks like Neil O'Donnell trying to move around like that, like a turtle.
No, I'm saying if you scramble and the pocket breaks, I get all that. Just don't design him a play.
Herb from McEwen, totally agree. Don't run. Jay from Laverne, Joe is making a great argument. So a lot of people listen to you. Dylan in Antioch, Chase is totally right. Chase says all the time, kissing your girlfriend isn't a contact sport. It's football. It's tough, violent game. Can't wrap the quarterback and bubble wrap. It's football.
No, I get that. But don't call plays to get him outside like that and get hit by gigantic, mean men. Don't do that. Because you're not
I
a
don't
running
even think
quarterback.
he didn't really get hit. He hurt it diving. He dove.
That's fine.
And I think he landed. I think he landed on the pylon. Funny.
That's fine.
And they got all that camera and stuff in it now.
But he is your franchise. He is your future.
Look, Joe, I'm not disagreeing with you, but I'm also not going to sit here and say, "Well, you can't run, Cam." Like we're not running RPOs because I think
design him plays. Just don't do that.
It's a part of the game now.
Don't do that.
I mean, you're going to have to.
He's not Lamar Jackson. He can't run.
He's not. And you shouldn't do it all the time. But I mean, that was a freak thing. Like he dove for the pylon.
But
he landed funny.
Why did he dive for the pylon?
Because he was about to get hit.
Because he was running the football.
Yeah, well,
right?
Okay. Fine.
Hand the ball, get it out of there. The other quarterbacks are able to do that, man. He's got a way to go to learn. And look, I think he's got talent. I think once they build around him, he can throw the football on a dime. I think he's a very intelligent kid. I think he knows how to read defenses.
we have triggered.
I'm sorry. I want this guy to succeed. I want my hometown football team to succeed at some point. This guy's got talent, and now he's injured.
Okay, let's just run through these. Doug in Nashville, you're up. What you got?
I've got to rubber stamp what Joe says. He's not Lamar Jackson. He's not Michael Vick. He's not John Elway in the playoffs. We're setting this dude up for failure. And the other thing, in his defense, he'll run what you tell him to run because he's a kid. Quit designing things to get him crucified. This wasn't a playoff game. So why do you want to lay it out on the line when worst case scenario, the new coach is going to be trying to groom and save his job with a backup? That's what you just did. You set a new coach up with a backup. I'd hate to know I'm walking in with a second string trying to win the playoffs. That's all I'm saying.
Okay, that's fair.
Thanks, Doug.
Thank you, Doug. Appreciate it. By the way, Hair Metal Henry says, kissing your girlfriend is only a contact sport when your wife finds out.
Leave it to him.
Leave it to him. Gator Mike. Mike, what you got?
Chase, I'm with you. Joe, you're so dumb. It's
Thank
like,
you.
are you going to tell him not to take a 5-step drop because our offensive line sucks and he may get hurt because of that big, mean pass rusher coming? Come on, Joe.
No, don't design him plays to run. If he takes off running because
it's a run pass option.
Take the
He has
run
the
pass option
to do
out of
either
this.
one.
It's not too hard. And now you got your franchise who's got a shoulder injury because you designed a damn running play for him in a game that didn't matter. Does that not make sense? It didn't.
Joe,
The game did not matter.
You know an injury can happen on any play.
Right, but don't run him.
Okay.
Don't run it. The pocket breaks down. He takes off running. I'm fine with that. Don't design a play where he gets hit.
Mike, I'm with you on this.
You should just go to lunch.
Take care, Chase.
Thanks, Mike. I appreciate it. You just want to yell today, don't you?
I want things to work.
I am shocked by this because I thought when you brought this up earlier, okay, he's going to be with me and he's going to yell at people that are like, you shouldn't have been playing him. It didn't mean anything. He shouldn't have been running. And
why? What did it get you? What did it get you?
I mean, nothing. They weren't
going
to win
the ball.
anyway.
Design plays not to do that.
But whether it's a design play or not.
Chase, I get it. If the pocket breaks down and you start running down the field and you get your head knocked off and you blow your knee out, that's different because you're reacting to the situation. This was a play call. A play call to put your guy in harm's way. Why?
Joe,
in a game that didn't matter.
I understand. And you're okay. I'll give you that maybe I don't call that in this game, but I'm not taking it out.
Small win for Joe.
I'm not taking it out because he can run it. And also, if I'm an incoming coach and I watch that play and I go, well, the kid gave everything he had on that play and he got hurt. I love that. That's the kind of guy I want on my team. It sucks he got hurt.
Yeah.
And if it was game one, it would suck even more.
Right.
But it's football. It is what it is.
That's fine. If you get hit, but you designed a play again.
Right.
For him to run.
But they don't put plays in the playbook that are designed runs and go, well, we're going to get him hurt on this play.
Why put it in? Tell me why you put it in.
Like Tony Pollard could have run the ball and gotten hurt.
Okay, he's a running back. He's not your franchise.
Cam Ward could have gotten sacked on a 3-step.
That happens.
Step drop.
That happens. And I see the correlation between the two of those. But the fact that pocket broke down, that's okay. But you put him in harm's way. Chase, go stand in the middle of Murfreesboro Road and see if you can dodge cars.
I'm gonna pass on that.
Right?
I don't want to play Frogger.
Right. I put you in a situation that could get you injured. Throw the ball. You're a quarterback. Stop this nonsense.
Yeah, this is. I mean, and look, half the people agree with me, and half the people
that's
agree
fine.
with you.
Well, there's no wrong or right answer.
Al, what side are you on?
I'm on the side of protecting your quarterback. But the thing is, until you get an offensive line stabilized where that can pass protect and run block, you don't know what you're going to have. Plus, if you got to have receivers, they're going to catch the ball. Too many times I watch the games and get disgusted watching Cam Ward make a great throw and it hits Ridley or some of the other guys in the hands. Get guys in there that can make plays. You got to have, and then you got to have stability with your coaching staff. You know, otherwise you're going to be bound to repeat the mistakes of the Cleveland Browns. Every other year you draft a quarterback because he's getting killed or he's gun shy because your offensive line like water through a screen door. They're terrible. Until you get all that stabilized, you don't know what you're going to have. I wouldn't give up on the kid yet. He's a rookie. You got to give him a chance. Give the guy a chance, but you got to give him tools in order to work with.
You're right.
All right, that is a fair call. Thank you, Al. Appreciate it. We got to run on that. We'll Eric, stay on the line. We'll get to you coming up next in hour number 2. We'll continue to take who do you think should be the next Titans head coach. We'll go through what moves have been made already and what's next, and we'll continue to talk about this Cam Ward thing because a lot of you wanted to weigh in on it. 615-737-1025. Jason Big Joe, 1025 The Game. Hour number 2, Chasing Big Joe, 102.5 The Game here on. It's bad when I look at a text right as I'm going on the air. Oh, how you doing? You good?
I'm well.
New year, new you.
I'm
right?
willing to die on this hill today, and I'm fine with that.
That's fine. Look, some people agree with you, and some people
That's
agree with
fine.
me, and that's whatever.
God bless America, baby. That's why this radio show is here. We are your 3-hour therapy.
Eric wants to weigh in. Hi, Eric.
Oh,
What's up?
Hey, Joe, I'm sorry. I don't agree with you, Joe, and here's why.
Joe.
A couple of reasons. Yeah, I almost called you Joe. So sorry. But listen,
Hold on a second.
Here's the thing. Because last week in the game against the Saints, there were times Cam Ward had more than 4 seconds to throw the ball. And I was saying, take off, run. Because times he's throwing the ball, the receivers weren't catching the ball. And there was other times where he stands back there, it takes too long to get rid of the ball to get sacked. And the way he got sacked, he could get hurt back there. I mean, it's like you got to put dress on the quarterback. But then I remember Steve McNair. He threw his body all over the field. He played hurt. Vince Young, you talk about Patrick Mahomes, the guys that continue to scramble. And I agree, he's not those guys. But still, if you got the opportunity to run, you have got to run.
All right, so here's the deal. You're in the pocket break, so you take off running. You have the option to slide, right? And that's fine. Every quarterback should slide. They know that. On an RPO like that around the end, if I'm the safety coming up, I'm going to try to decapitate you. I'm going to try to injure you as bad as it's football. And if that's not your mindset, then get out of there. That was a design play to have him run. I just don't think and I'm being part of the team, designed to do that. I've got no problem. He takes off running when the pocket breaks down because he can slide. This is a design play for you to run. And you know this, Eric. You've been down there. These are big men, and they're trying to hurt you. So that's my only thing.
I mean, I get it, but my thing is, I hate that he got hurt, period, but at least I'm glad that he didn't get hurt early in the season, especially with the backup quarterback we had in Brandon Allen. First time in history I heard where he threw the ball, I guess it's 30 times, had less than 100 yards passing. So, I mean, you don't want to see that, period.
Right.
But again, it's like, we don't have the weaponry. I mean, the secondary is terrible. You had Corey Levin get hurt. I mean, unfortunate injuries is a part of the game. And, and also ask Joe Burrow. I mean, I feel bad for him. He's never had a good offensive line, constantly getting hit. I mean, he's not a scrambler. I mean,
right.
It could be a lot worse. I mean, you're going to get hurt. So,
and that's the thing, Eric. Cam Ward's not a scrambler, right? He's not. He's a good quarterback with a good arm. You don't see Joe Burrow doing RPOs.
Yeah, but still, I have no problem with that. You get hurt. I hate that he got hurt, but I have no problem with what he did yesterday. It's football, and it's an unfortunate thing that can happen. So right. I can't be a hypocrite and get upset when he takes off in the pocket or design play. He on the run play gets hurt. When last week I was saying you ought to take off and run because you don't want to be standing back there. You might get hit or sacked, or he was having trouble getting balls to the receiver. I was even shouting to take off and run, so I can't then turn around and say, well, I don't want you doing design runs or any type of running. So I feel like if I did that, then I'd be a hypocrite. Guys, y'all take care. We'll talk to you again soon. Happy New Year to you.
Happy New Year. Thank you, Eric. Appreciate it. I'm laughing at a few things.
That's okay.
But I just read a tweet from Kaharski that you're going to laugh at.
Sure.
So they had the player availability and then Mike McCoy and everything. Mike McCoy said he wants to thank the fans for the support through a difficult season and says that he thought everyone did a good job with growth over 11 games. And look, I will say this. I don't want Mike McCoy as the regular head coach, but considering what he inherited and considering how they played and even got a couple of wins, that guy deserves, he did a great job in a really tough situation. So I will give him a ton of credit there. But if you want to give him an interview to make him feel better, fine. He does not need to be considered to be the full-time head coach. This is the one that'll make you laugh. Paul Kaharski. L'Jarius Sneed was in the locker room, said he'd be back for us to talk, disappeared.
He did the old Irish goodbye. I love it.
Because he knows he ain't going to be back.
Right now, he's driving down I-40 like, suckers, all sitting around his locker. Good for him. What's he going to say?
Let's see. Kaharski says players have to build it, but the coach has to maintain it, hold you accountable. That's Cam Ward on the culture. Kaharski says Arden Key said he anticipates the Titans wanting him back. I don't know if I agree with that.
Yeah.
We'll see. Jeffrey Simmons, my plan is to be here when the head coach is here, maybe not for the whole offseason. Whatever. He can do it. He can do whatever he wants.
Let me ask you this. I asked Chris Sanders this yesterday. I think somebody makes Borgonzi an offer in the offseason for Jeffrey Simmons where you can't say no.
If that's the case, do it. But I mean, you have got to blow.
Imagine
them
like the
away.
Niners, the Rams. Somebody makes them an offer.
It's got to be one. It's got to be one of those trades where when they make it, everybody looks at the other team and goes, "You are stupid. You got fleeced by the Titans." Like it has to be that.
Yeah,
for me to even consider it. Otherwise, you got to use him as a building block. I'm not saying no to it,
right?
But it's got to be like just, oh my God, you can't say no.
Because the argument is he's the best defensive player in football. Still went 3-14.
Yeah,
right.
He should be an All-Pro. I hope he's an All-Pro.
So if you can get 4 or 5 assets back, and then move your draft around and get at least 4 players for him.
Yes,
draft choices or players that play. You got to
including a first-round pick.
Maybe
2.
Yeah,
I mean, it's got to be a. Again, they're going to get on ESPN or NFL Network and go, "What the hell was that team thinking?"
Look at what the Panthers did to get Bryce Young. That was you're like that trade's terrible.
DJ Moore and
pretty good now.
Yeah,
Panthers.
Yeah.
I mean, so you look at it, and if the other team, I would not trade him within the conference. I don't want to see him only in the Super Bowl, right? If you make it that far. So the Bears would love, right? When the Bears not love Jeffrey Simmons. Now I know you get a late round draft choice for that, but then you got to pick 4th, and you got to pick maybe 28th to 29th. You could move that, trade some other assets, move up in the first round, have 2 picks in the top. I mean, there's all these opportunities you can have doing this. But I'm telling you, I think a team makes an offer for Jeffrey Simmons that the Titans cannot turn down.
You got me thinking now. I don't know. I mean, like, I don't know what that would look like. Like, you know, the one where Borgonzi can't say no. Because, again, he had 11 sacks as a defensive tackle, which doesn't happen. Like, that's ridiculous.
You're right, man.
And he was double teamed on pretty much every play.
Exactly.
I'm going to give Jeffrey Simmons a lot of credit because he did a little too much bitching for my liking before, but he kind of backed it up this year. And he deserves credit for that. So
yeah,
I think he grew as a leader. I think he matured. I think he let some of the little things. Now there, you know, he had some posts every now and then, and that's fine. But I think he let some of the little things that used to get to him roll off his back more, and then he backed it up on the field.
Doesn't Jerry have 2 number 1s because of the Micah Parsons trade?
Did they not? I think did they not send one of those to the Jets to get Quentin Williams?
Maybe, but why not Cowboys? You put Quentin Williams and
I mean,
Jeffrey
the Jets have 2. The Jets have 2 first rounders.
God, they're so terrible. I mean, Chase, they won a whole season without 17 games. The Jets did without an interception, not one interception. But if I'm Jerry, I look and say, "Hey, Jeff Simmons, Quentin Williams on the inside, give the number 1 pick up. Boom, there you go." I just think somebody's going to make an offer for him going forward. That's what's going to happen. And then you start rebuilding, man. Take the assets, let Borgonzi cook. I hate that stupid phrase.
Yeah,
we
need to retire that.
Guys in, right?
So that's another. All right, let's play the what if game. Let's say Matt Nagy gets named the head coach by this time next week.
Okay.
He is the head coach. Then what? We'll discuss that coming up next. Chase and Big Joe, 102.5 The Game. Chasing Big Joe 102.5 the game here on this Monday. So let's say, and by the way, I just asked somebody, but you can't say no trade. I would say look at the Quinnen Williams trade. Cowboys sent 2 picks and Maisie Smith to the Jets and got Quinnen Williams. It'd have to be somewhere along. They got a first and a second.
Yeah.
So it'd have to be somewhere along those lines.
Yeah.
I think better than that.
Sure, but I think somebody's going to do that, and then you got to take that offer. Look, he's great, but your football team still won 3 games.
Yeah,
and that was it. So let him be happy, and then go out and start rebuilding this football team immediately. Look, you can look at Carolina. There's some things you can look at. I think I told you this the other night. The difference between Seattle right now, which is the top team in the NFL, and the Titans is night and day. It's vast, right? So you know where you are. Start building it back right now. It's okay. Season's over with. Start building it back. Use what you got. Use the assets. Get draft capital. And Borgonzi, go out and get the right guys in here.
615-737-1025. All right, so let's say this. They hire Matt Nagy. He's introduced next week sometime. They got did they have the most cap space, I think, or second most, something like that.
Titans?
Yeah.
Something like that.
They got a ton of cap space to work with. You got the 4th overall pick. So now what?
First question asked, who's calling the plays?
That's a great question.
Who's calling the plays?
If it's Matt Nagy, I'm okay with that because he's done it before.
He's done it before.
Yep.
And then after he did it before, he went back and spent the last 6 seasons with the Chiefs. Did he get fired in 19? Was he?
I thought it was that.
Or was it 21? I don't remember. Something like that.
Hang on.
But he went back and then went back to where he was with the Chiefs and did more of all that. I think
he was fired from the Bears in 2021.
Okay. So he was there how long? 18 to 21?
Yep.
All right. So 4 seasons. Then you go back and you win 2 Super Bowls with the Chiefs.
And keep in mind, he was with Andy Reid going back to Philadelphia.
Yeah.
So
he knows football.
He was a coaching intern 2008, 2009 with the Eagles.
You know, and you talk about he did things in Chicago that rubbed people the wrong way. Robert Saleh said the same thing, like, hey, when I was with the Jets, I was told to do this, told to do that. If I get opportunity again, I'm doing it my way.
Yeah.
So maybe that's with Matt Nagy. Maybe the Hallis family, the McCaskies, like, do this and do that. He's like, tired of this. And now he comes here.
Can I tell you something else I like too? When I read a guy's bio.
Cherry pie.
Yeah, I do like that. When I read someone's bio and they have high school football coaching experience.
Right. It's pretty cool, isn't it?
Like I like that because that is truly like you are starting at the bottom and working your way up.
And look what you are
and,
now. Yeah.
And I just think there's something to be said about that.
Yeah. So I think he gets in here. Who calls plays? Who's your staff is next? But I think it's important. Who's calling plays? Who's working with Cam Ward?
Do you think there's any chance at all that, like, I think Brian Daboll is going to be an OC. I don't think he's getting another head coaching job this cycle. He might get another chance one day, but I think he has to go be an OC. If Joe Brady gets a job, my guess is he goes back to the Bills.
Could. He might be the Bills coach.
Maybe. But if he is available and Nagy's like, I'm gonna focus on being a head coach and I'm gonna bring in somebody to call plays, I'd consider Brian Daboll. I'd consider Kevin Stefanski if he doesn't get a head coaching job this cycle, which I kind of think he's going to.
Right.
But if he doesn't, I would consider that. I would consider Jim Schwartz to run the defense. I would consider keeping Denard Wilson to run the defense as well. So there's a couple of different.
You got to make a decision, pal. Schwartz or Denard Wilson? You got to make a decision.
Schwartz all day.
Dayball, Stefanski to run or Mike McDaniel if he gets fired to run the offense. These are hypotheticals, but
are any of those in the Reed tree? Because I mean,
I think McDaniels is an OC. He's part of the McVay tree.
Yeah.
I think he would develop a good relationship with Cam Ward.
I agree.
I think it'd be really good. And you don't have to worry about anything else.
I don't think he's getting fired.
He's not.
I don't think he's getting fired.
Unless Troy Aikman says so. Which is another.
That's an interesting
So
thing.
we had this on we had a lengthy pre-show meeting that Dr. Crane runs at mandatory attendance.
Thank you for bringing those little chocolate pies too. That was really nice.
Wait, what?
Yeah, you ate like 5 of them. Did you black out?
No, I ate Christmas trees.
You obviously blacked out.
I'm kidding.
Oh God, I'm mad about Cam Ward running. I'm pissed about this. All right,
didn't bring him. Sorry.
So Troy Aikman's being hired for the Dolphins to help their GM search. Rumors are Matt Ryan's going back to Atlanta to be their president, right? And you got Tom Brady helping out the Raiders. What former Titan would you like to see as president of operations? What former? Now you're not making.
Do we have to give that title? Like, can we just say you're coming in to consult and help?
No, I like the president because the same title that Brady has, that Matt Ryan has, president of football operations. You're not making any decisions.
Matt Ryan has a title.
I think that's the rumor. They're getting him that title.
With Atlanta?
Yeah, is that right, Dr. Crane? Do you see that? Am I missing this?
What was that last part? I'm sorry.
Matt Ryan? I saw that, right? I mean, Matt Ryan?
There was something about him. Yeah.
In Atlanta? Yeah, they want to bring.
Expected to be hired as Falcons president of football.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So you just deal with that part and you talk to the other. What former Titan would you like to see in that role? And I got one. I texted you earlier. I got one guy I would love to see the Titans hire in that role as a president / football operation. And you're right, / kind of consultant, but maybe a community guy. I mean, you're not making decisions.
It has to be a player.
Former player. There's one out there I would hire today. I would call him during the show and say, I need you to come help me. If I'm Amy Adams Strunk, I call this one player.
Who?
Keith Bullock.
It's not a bad one.
Everybody that dude gave his heart and soul for this football team. I would hire Keith Bullock as a consultant / president. He knows football. He's highly intelligent. He's well respected. I'm hiring Keith Bullock today.
That's a pretty good one.
You can't get Eddie. Eddie's coaching football.
Yeah.
He's doing his thing. I'd still hire Bullock over Eddie.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, man, we've had Bullock on conversation. That dude is smart. He's a smart guy.
I'm trying to think through this for a second because I do have one, but let me think a second.
Don't say Taylor Lewan.
I'm not saying Taylor Lewan.
Oh, you're smarter than that.
Because there's a few that come to mind that I actually think would be good at that. Neil O'Donnell. I think Neil O'Donnell would be good at that.
Okay.
He's run his own business since he got out of football, but he's a good football mind. Was very underrated of how important he was on those teams. I mean, so I think he's one. I think this is a really good question.
I mean, it's a cool thing happening around the league now. Aikman, Ryan, Tom Brady.
I mean, look, I'm not saying this out of bias. I do think Derek would be good at that because I think Derek I think Derek understands that organization and Derek understands what it takes to be a winner.
Okay.
Now, I'd hate to obviously lose him here, but I think a lot of the reasons that you bring up with Keith, I would apply to Derek. So that's one. Man, that's a really, really good. Would Ryan Tannehill be considered?
Maybe. I mean, he had a nice career, made a lot of money, but he's pretty damn smart. Tannehill's not bad.
Yeah.
Sorry, Joe Rexford. Tannehill is not.
I mean, I like everybody looks at quarterbacks too, just because quarterbacks have to see the whole field, and like if you're the quarterback, you have a relationship with the whole team.
Mm-hmm.
You're talking to the defense, you're talking to the offense, obviously. So I mean, you kind of know the ins and outs. And I'm not saying that another position wouldn't, but like quarterback, you're the guy.
That's right.
You're the CEO.
You are.
So I mean, and I don't. Obviously, God rest his soul. I don't think that would have been a Steve kind of thing.
No,
I think Steve was kind of the quiet, but That's
I
why
think the title now is like ambassador.
Yeah.
He'd have been a great ambassador for the team and all that.
Like I think of the former quarterbacks of the Titans. I mean, Matt Hasselbeck could be good at that, but he wasn't here very long.
That's the thing. There's not really a quarterback to say like an Aikman, a Brady, a Matt Ryan, somebody that just.
I mean, Tannehill is probably the closest thing to that.
Yeah.
I mean, because again, people are always going to remember the 3-pick playoff game, but he was the second best quarterback the Tennessee Titans ever had.
Amen. I just think it's. And I went down old rosters and looking at players, but I think Bullock is the one that always kept rising to the top. He's the one that kept rising. The guy is so smart.
Sorry. So let me pull this up for a second. The Arizona Cardinals, we mentioned that they made a change.
Yeah, fired a coach that none of us knew who it was.
Yeah, yesterday was his birthday. So it was yesterday at 8:40 a.m. they tweeted Jonathan Gannon, happy birthday, and then 24 hours later they tweeted the Cardinals had parted ways with Jonathan.
Who was the coach Munchak fired on his birthday? Chris Palmer. Yep. Hey, got a little happy birthday, boss. Got a little something for you in your drawer. And then, oh, thank you, coach. Go in there, it's a pink slip. See ya. Take care of yourself.
Oh man. All right. So a lot of people have weighed in on this. Wes in Clarksville goes Jeff Fisher, but that's why I say you're saying player.
Player, yeah.
Because I would consider Jeff.
Just for this player.
5353, Eddie George.
But hold on. You said something the other day, which I was like, nah. You asked me, you think Amy Adams Strunk has reached out to Fisher?
Yeah, I just wonder.
And I'm just, with all these decisions being, I was like, her say, tell me what's wrong. I know she wouldn't do it, but you made a good point.
I think someone that's not directly in the organization right now got to her and said, Amy, you got to fix this and you got to do it fast. You have no direction right now.
Would that be something? I think Fisher would tell her that.
I think there are two people. Here's the difference.
Okay. Right.
Here's the difference. Anyone can tell her that, but I think there are two people on the face of this earth that are not directly involved in the organization that could tell her that and actually get away with it and her listen.
Jeff one.
I think Jeff is one of them. I think Steve Underwood is the other.
Okay.
And if Floyd was still here, he would have been the third. But I think it's a short list.
I think she called him and said, tell me what's wrong. And he said, nobody knows who's leading the direction.
Yep.
And it's all clear now who's leading the team. It's all clear.
Yep.
Who knows, man?
And when you read the statement, and it basically says, and I don't have it in front of me, so I'm paraphrasing, but it says that makes the most sense to our fans, our team, and to me.
Right.
Essentially, is like, okay. Because what tells me is I think the reason she went the other way before is I think somebody might have influenced it, but I don't know. Or maybe she decided of, hey, this is how this needs to be.
Right.
There might be another person that she would listen to on this, but I don't know if
say it, man.
This person. He'll join us in 30 minutes.
Oh, okay.
It's been around a long time.
But the question is
around her dad.
Right. The question is ex-player, not an ex-coach, to fill that role like a Matt Ryan, Brady, or Aikman's doing right now with those teams.
Yeah.
Ex-player.
Here is a good point though. 8836 said Fisher was a heavy advocate for Ran Carthon. So he was. He definitely was.
Because he hired him. He gave Ran his first job.
He did.
I mean, like, I love, like, here's an example, which is at the same level. Like, I love your success. I love Chase McKay's success. You know why? Because you were an intern for me.
Right.
And I saw the work you put in. So it's the same thing with Fisher and Ran Carthon. I mean, I saw the success. I saw how you busted your ass and you worked. So I'm proud of your success. I think that's the same way Fisher was as well.
I'm going to read Thomas's text. You texted in, so I'm going to read it. Are you guys just throwing former Titans names out there? Seriously, please put a little more thought into this before you name people like Derek Mason. Very respectable Titan. However, since he is a local radio host, you should be aware that he was all aboard the Shedeur Sanders train last year. Do you really want someone like that leading as the president of your team? Come on now. I'm going to be honest with you. Shedeur Sanders played better at times than Cam Ward did.
Yes, he did.
So,
Yep.
No, Thomas, I'm not just throwing things out there. I'm a radio host that actually hired Derek to be the afternoon show host. And I'm putting a lot of thought into it because I've talked to Derek in, different settings. It was a question Joe threw out there, and I think it's an interesting one of former Titans that you think could help.
Seems to be all the rage
Yeah.
now. Right.
And look, you made a joke. Some people are going to say Taylor Lewan. Look, we got one on the text line, and that's fine. I'll disagree with that, but he's also, where I will say this, he's also lived this era. Like, he knows Amy. He knows this structure. And one thing to consider is, Keith and Derek and Eddie and all these guys have kind of been on the periphery of this era, and they see her at certain events and talk to her at certain events. Guys like Lewan and Tannehill, like, they were in the building when it was going on. So that is something to consider if you're being serious about this.
I'll pass on Lewan.
I'm with you. I like Taylor as a player, but but that's my thing. 615-737-1025 is our phone and text line, driven by WilsonCountyHyundai.com. Chasing Big Joe, 1025 The Game. Chasing Big Joe, 102.5 The Game. Here on this Monday. Tua Tagovailoa was asked if he's hoping for a fresh start. He said, quote, "That would be dope. I would be good with it."
Now, what kind of dope is this?
I think it's what the kids say. That would be cool.
All right.
Ball's in his court.
I guess.
I mean, they owe him $45 million if they trade him. If they cut him, he's like $56 million.
Right.
He said, "Sure, I'll go somewhere else.
Whatever y'all want to do, I'm good. Thank you."
You could have my popcorn at the movie theater if you want to."
I wouldn't. I mean,
Would you trade for him though?
No.
No, that's why he said, "Sure, that'd be dope. Go somewhere else," because they got to get rid of him. They have to pay him.
Is Quinn Ewers the answer?
No.
Well, we know where the Raiders have number 1 pick. We know who they're taking. That Mendoza's gone.
Yep.
So now you look at the other quarterback that's out there. I mean, you can go out and find one.
It's
cute. Quinn Ewers, your guy.
I mean, now because Arch isn't coming out. Ty Simpson hasn't said yet, but I think he's going back to college. He needs to. The kid from Oregon hasn't said he's coming out yet.
Let me ask you something. What if, and I saw this last night, somebody threw
and
it
here's
out
the
there.
thing, if I call you the kid from your school and can't remember your name, that means you're not ready for the NFL.
Right. What if Ty Simpson entered the portal and went to Tennessee?
Isn't that rumor out there?
I saw it last night. I'm like,
Yeah.
I mean,
again, okay. It goes back to my crazy theory of DeBoer jumping out and going into the NFL, which I think would be stupid. Well, it'd be stupid for an NFL team, but for him, if he went and it didn't work, he could go back to college and have his pick. And then he doesn't have to live with I'm the guy that followed Nick Saban, because you'd
Right.
move on from that.
If he did do that, hire a NFL veteran staff.
Correct.
Like hire a top
Go
coordinator.
get. I would get a former head coach. Like, I tell you who I'd hire if I'm him. I get Jim Schwartz to run the defense. You go get a veteran guy that's been a head coach, but also really respected, and could run the defense. And you have a defensive head coach, and then even get experienced offensive guys too. But look, I'm not saying it will happen. I'm just saying, don't completely dismiss that and it's a hot take, but connect some dots.
Sizzle.
Oh, it's a million degrees.
It is.
So,
But again, I want somebody to throw out there a question we had before. Who would the Titans hire? Like, again, Dolphins have hired Troy Aikman to help with the GM search. Falcons are hiring Matt Ryan to be their president. Brady's already helping out the Raiders, partial owner, making decisions. Who would you like to see football-wise with the Titans? I threw out Keith Bullock helping out. Got to be a player. And I haven't found one that tops that yet.
5956 says Troy Aikman makes no sense. Why not Dan Marino in Miami? Thoughts, please.
Marino's already there. I think they just want to get an outside look at this. Marino's still active with.
Here's the other thing too. Okay, well, I didn't know that because I think people forget sometimes that sometimes a guy can tell you, "Hey, I'm good on the golf course. I got no interest."
Yeah,
I mean, they could tell you no. So, and look, I think Troy's a smart guy, so he might tell you the right direction. Our buddy Rookie says, and I don't think this is crazy. Miami figures out a way to trade for Lamar, because I think Baltimore, it might be time for Bisciotti to hit reset, and they got a good organization there. Hit reset, let Harbaugh retire or whatever you want to say. Send him his flowers on the way out. You trade Lamar, you figure out what you want to do with Derek, and you just kind of reset that thing.
maybe. I don't know.
I mean, because if you traded Lamar, I mean, you're getting a first at least.
Somebody said, Ben Jones. I don't think Ben Jones wants that role.
No, but that's a good. I mean, I didn't take the question as they would want that role. It's just who would you throw out there?
Yeah.
I think Ben Jones is an excellent one.
Yeah.
Correct position. Probably Kevin Mawai.
Yeah. Mawai's not a bad one. That's not a bad
Look at
one.
you.
Lipscomb guy.
Out of the bullpen.
That is not a bad one.
Out of the bullpen. Dr. Crane. Yeah, Mawai's not bad. Where is he now?
Lipscomb.
I think no.
He's not
No,
Lipscomb.
not
He
anymore.
He got fired like 3 years ago.
Bless
Yeah,
him.
that was like
a whole
4
thing.
probations ago. He was, where is he? He was at Arizona State with Herm Edwards.
Oh, here's a good one. Ooh, 2104 Vandenbosch.
Not bad.
That's not a bad one. 4828 Brett Kern.
Pass.
He's coaching at FRA.
I don't care. He's a punter. Pass.
Stop. Byron, of course, says one that did not play for the Titans.
Man, I got another one. I got no pass on.
Do you know
Manning.
that I find myself doing that now?
I do it
like like involuntarily.
Like to my cat, I'm like, man, what's up, man? Smack him around.
I did karaoke the other night at my favorite place, and I sang Elvis, and I was like, man, we're going down to Memphis, man.
What'd you sing?
Burning Love.
Hell yeah, you did, by Dennis Lindy. Lord Almighty.
I feel the temps around.
Oh yeah,
yeah, baby. Thank you very much.
No, Mawai is great. His last thing was Lipscomb in 23. He's not. This is what he's doing now.
Yeah.
It's not a bad one.
I don't know. I'm just curious. Now, the offseason fascinates me because you look at all these teams, including the Titans, that need to make moves, but the domino effect. Like if Baltimore is like, hey, we're gonna blow it up, we're gonna reset because they got a lot of veteran guys, and they're the one organization that I would actually trust to tear it down close to the studs and rebuild it within 3 years. I actually think they have the right people to do that.
Here's another one that somebody sent me. Because Aikman's still broadcasting, Jason McCourty.
Yeah. That's not a bad one either.
He's here from 09 to, I think, 16.
Yeah.
He's still
a smart
involved.
guy. I like Jason. I mean, look, you could put – I'll tell you another one. Jarrell Casey. He was always a guy that you could tell knew what was going on. Now, sometimes he wouldn't want to talk to you, but
yeah,
he knew what was up. So that's one.
Yeah.
Both former player show hosts here at 102.5.
Right. I like Mawai. I think he's in the running with Bullock.
Mawai might be my favorite one.
Not bad. Former president. I think the Titans cut him because he was president of the NFLPA at the time.
I think so too.
Then the lockout happened.
And they knew how contentious it was going to get.
Show did.
Nevada Josh says, what about the Hasselbeck brothers? Tim's good. Tim's happy.
I think Matt would be good for Seattle.
Matt would be good for Seattle, yeah.
Yep.
4828 Blaine Bishop.
Not bad.
Not a bad one. I mean, I do wonder.
Now, just don't go down naming ex-great guy. I mean, I got guys that need to have an input on something.
As Thomas said, put some thought into it. But, I mean, there are several that I think could be good at it.
I don't know. Mawai's good. I really like Keith Bullock. I think he should be the next name or number in the Ring of Honor, that they should do that, because that guy he gave you everything he had, man, for 10 seasons, gave you everything you had. He was a leader, such a good player, so respected. He's so intelligent, man. I really like him, and I would love to see him in that sort of role that happens.
0862 says mariachi. I think they mean Mary.
No, that dude's not a leader.
Yeah.
Great guy, not a leader.
He's a great guy.
Probably not more than mine. Came in, pulled him out, got out. 1 hour. God, mine's terrible. I'll work on it.
6-1. Kevin Dyson's another one. That's an interesting one. He's an admin. He's been an AD.
That's not a bad one.
Dr. Dyson. He knows.
He's opening a brand new school, like a charter school here in Nashville.
Yeah. I'll never forget, year after I graduated FRA, I was coming back and helping kind of get some broadcast stuff going, and he was an assistant. He was there for 1 year. And I was like, this is so cool, Kevin Dyson. And he was great. He was the nicest dude working with the kids. It was awesome. I think he had just moved back. 615-737-1025. It's Chasing Big Joe. We'll wrap up hour number 2 next. Chase and Big Joe, 102.5 The Game here on this Monday. 615-737-1025, talking Titans coaches. Somebody on Twitter has put out a few predictions on coaching hires, and one has the Titans with Kevin Stefanski.
I don't see it happening.
I still say Matt Nagy.
It's gonna be Matt Nagy. It's just I'd be shocked if it's not Matt Nagy as the next head coach of your Tennessee Titans. I mean, that'd be the one. I'd personally love to see Robert Saleh here because he's not taking any of your nonsense. I'd love to see that. I'd love to get back to go to practice over Titans during the summer and hear a coach just jumping somebody's ass like Jim Washburn did. It'd be great. I mean, you need that. We go back. I default all the time. We were doing the show out there when Simmons got in the big brawl that one day, and Callahan was like, calm down now, Jeff. We don't need this out here. And they're like, he should be tossed out of practice. Didn't do it. And like, this is not going to work. And didn't work.
Yep.
Year and a half later, didn't work. And Amy's still paying on him. Go back to the thing, and the Raiders are paying how many people now? I find this fascinating too.
They're paying like $50 million to former coaches, which
so Gruden
Chip Kelly, Gruden,
Antonio Pierce,
now Pete Carroll,
and there's one more that we left out.
McDaniels.
Yeah. So you think Amy Adams is paying out people? I mean, that's because you can't get something together there. So with Brady in the mix out there, I mean, who does look? And Antonio Pierce is being mentioned for the Giants job. We talked to Tim Hasselbeck about him. Tim Hasselbeck loved Antonio Pierce. There's just some places you're not going to win, man. And the Raiders looks like that's a quagmire out there. They've not done anything well in a long time. They've been to one playoff since they made the Super Bowl in the 2002 season. One playoff. The Jets are disaster. That's not going to work there. So this coaching cycle, you look at what you want to go. If your options, Falcons, Titans. Those are the two. I'm not doing Browns. I'm not doing the Cardinals. I'm not doing the Giants. I'm not doing that nonsense. That's where I'm going.
I mean, I definitely, I think it's
read the graphic behind you up top. What does it say? GM
John Spytek and minority owner Tom Brady will lead the head coaching search. Looking for new head coach. And do we think that was GM John Spytek's decision, or was minority owner Tom Brady like, hey, Johnny, I'll help you on this coaching search. Okay, cool. When do you want to get started? I'll call you. I'll let you know.
And look, they could have had Vrabel. That was his boy last year. Brady was on the search for Pete Carroll. He was part of that search. Didn't work out. I mean, who do you think Tom Brady wants to be the head coach of the Raiders?
You know, he won't do it, but it'll be the funniest thing in the world if he did.
Belichick.
Yep.
Oh, man.
Like Bill O'Brien. But I mean, you go from, how old is Belichick? Like 72. So you go from a 74-year-old to a 72-year-old, which doesn't matter if they're the right guy. But like,
now you got my head spinning.
Saban.
My head spinning. Wow.
I mean, look, he can't. I mean, they're not going to bring McDaniels back because he had already bought into the team, I think, when that flamed out. Who are other guys he has connections to that he may like? Bill O'Brien. Who one day was Dayball there?
Yeah. Yep. I think so.
Wasn't Dayball on the Patriots staff?
I think they won 1 year. I think he was there 1 year. That's the year they won the
went
Super Bowl.
to Alabama, or
I think he left Alabama, went to the Patriots, didn't he? He was there the Super Bowl year of 18.
Yeah, he was there from 2013 to 2016 as the tight ends coach.
Okay.
And then he was there 02 to 06, or no, 2000 to 06 in different
Dayball.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, okay, you can maybe put that in there.
Patricia,
that was the guy I was trying to think of. Could be one. He's where is he now? He's
Ohio State,
yeah.
defensive coordinator.
Yeah.
He's got all the time in the world now. Nothing's on his calendar. I love this. This is great.
Okay, this is NBC Sports. Rumors fly of Brian Flores, he's another one, to the Raiders with Brian Daboll as the OC.
Win-win.
Now that
Now, what's
On paper, I wouldn't hate that.
what's Flores' lawsuit with NFL?
I think it's all.
It's
It's
still
all
there.
done.
No, it's still out
Oh,
there.
is it?
Yeah, oh, yeah.
That's interesting. So this is probably coming from Florio. That with the infusion of Patriot DNA dramatically altering the situation in New England, where 2 years of 4-13 have become 13-3. Could the Raiders do the same thing?
So Dayball, you got one job. You and Mendoza
You run
become
yep.
best friends.
As the chatter goes, Flores would be the head coach and former Giants coach Brian Daboll would be the offensive coordinator. Like Flores, Daboll has extensive experience with the Patriot way. Daboll was there for the first 3 Super Bowl wins of the Brady-Belichick era and for 2 of the second trio of championships. So he's got 5.
All right, there you
Brady
go.
and Flores are believed to have a good relationship. Flores was among those in Miami who wanted to bring Brady to town after his time in Tampa.
That's right. All connected, Chaser.
That said, the Brian Flores lawsuit blew up the revised plan to pair Brady with Sean Payton, an effort that resulted in a massive tampering punishment, including the loss of a first-round pick and a $1.5 million fine and a 6-week suspension of owner Stephen Ross. The Flores lawsuit is still pending for some teams, including those who are named defendants to the case, Giants, Broncos, Texans, and Dolphins. That would be an issue. For a team like the Raiders, which has a history of litigation against the league,
right,
it may not matter, especially after the manner in which someone saw fit to force out John Gruden in 2021.
Man, all this drama is better than local national television news stations. Right?
We're not going to talk about
no, it's been 5 minutes not talking about it.
Man, that's interesting. Look, on paper, I don't hate that because I actually think Flores is a good coach.
And look, the thing is, Mendoza, that's your guy.
Mm-hmm.
That's your guy going forward. Brady's already leaked it out there about how much he loves Mendoza. And Dayball's a pretty damn good OC.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So there you go, man.
You let Flores be the head coach and run the defense or put in the defense. You bring in some names you've probably heard before to be assistants, and you let them run.
That's it. Good for the Raiders.
It's not a terrible idea.
Not at all.
Not. Who was it that was Brady's backup in New England forever?
Jared Stidham?
No.
No, it was Bobby something.
No.
Jimmy Garoppolo?
No. He had like 3 or 4 different stints with them.
He
was
with the
there
Browns.
forever. Yep.
It's not Bobby. What's his
No,
name?
bald guy.
Yes.
He
was with the Texans for a spiel.
Brian Hoyer.
That's it.
Yeah. Like, what's he doing? Is he coaching? Could he be something?
Maybe. I'm sure he's stuck around somewhere.
Yeah, Brian Hoyer. That's who it is. Michigan State guy.
Last with the Raiders in 23.
He sure was.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
What about Clint Kubiak? That might be a name out there that I would be intrigued with.
I'll be curious. I kind of feel like, and we'll ask John because John knows him very well, but I kind of wonder if he's like a year out. If he's going to get interviews but not get hired yet. We'll talk to John McClain coming up next. Chasing Big Joe, 102.5 The Game. Hour number 3, Chase and Big Joe, 102.5 The Game here on this Monday. Coaches being fired around the NFL. And to talk more about that and what's next for the Titans and the playoffs, we bring in John McClain down in Houston. John, what's up? How you doing?
I couldn't be better, guys. How are you? It's going to be an interesting off season for the Titans, and with the draft and having more money to spend than any team in the league in free agency. And I think Amy Adams-Strunk did the right thing with Mike McClain, because I've heard nothing but good things from him behind the scenes. And I checked with people I know in Kansas City recently to see what they thought. So I think things are going to be looking up. The Titans could be vastly improved if they get the right coach.
So Joe and I were talking about that earlier, and I kind of made the comment that if there was somebody she would listen to that wasn't directly inside the organization. So I'm not talking Borgonzi or Brinker or Kenneth or, anybody that's in the organization currently. Who would she listen to that maybe got to her that said, Amy, I think you need to look at the front office. I think you need to go back to a more of a traditional structure. Who do you think that person would be, or persons?
Well, first of all, I doubt seriously she spent time worried about talking to other people in other organizations. That's not what she does. I'm guessing that people in the organization are the ones that realized and made her realize that Borgonzi, as the general manager, should be over the roster. You give people responsibility as an owner. You stay out of it. If they do their job, you give them extensions and more money. If they don't, you fire them. You have to give them time. And she's removed herself more, and she wants to let those guys run things. And I think it's a good move. And it caught me by surprise, but I think it was the right thing to do. And I'm fired up to see what the Titans do this offseason.
Well, we think it's going to be Matt Nagy. I think that's who is going to get the job ultimately. Now, with Stefanski available, who knows about Harbaugh? I know Steelers made the playoffs. Who knows about Tomlin? That's all great. I think with the Kansas City connection, that's who it's going to be. But we'll see, and we'll see what the staff looks like, because everybody tells me they think he'd be good the second time around, but it all depends on who he has as his assistants.
I tell you what, I would not hire Matt Nagy without interviewing some other people like Kevin Stefanski. If indeed Stefanski would do it, he may get hired really quick. People are talking about him going to the Giants. People that I've been friends with for years who covered the Browns really liked him, and they're happy for him. They say, he's got a new lease on life. He's got a 2-time coach of the year. He didn't make the Deshaun Watson trades, which set back that organization. So really, it's going to be good for him. He's going to have multiple offers. He could always do like Vrabel did. Vrabel called Stefanski last year and said, hey, can I come spend the season with you? Stefanski said, sure. You think if he called Vrabel and said, can I come spend the season with you? Mike would say, sure. But I think Stefanski with so many openings that if he wants to coach, he'll get a job real quick. And I can't wait to see those others. I am just blown away that there's still people out there that talk about Matt LaFleur because he and Brian Gutekunst, the GM at Green Bay, have not been extended beyond next year by the new president ed policy. And if Matt LaFleur was available, everybody would want to hire him because he's done a really good job. And but there's always a surprise. We got 6 now. There's going to be another couple. It could be end up with 8 of them. And if you're a guy who wants to be a head coach, this is time to do it. Obviously, Nagy wants to come back and get a second chance like he had in Chicago. And he knows from being in Chicago, where I believe Vic Fangio was his defensive coordinator. Vic's one of the all-time great coordinators in Philadelphia now, how important it is for an offensive coach to get a great defensive coordinator.
I wanted to ask you, because our producer, Dr. Crane, Nick Frazier, brought this up. Clint Kubiak, is he ready to be a head coach in your mind? I know you know the Kubiaks quite well.
Well, I'd say this about Clint. He's been brought up to coach in the NFL, just like his brother Clay, who's the 49ers offensive coordinator. The difference is Clint has been wise to go for jobs where the head coach was a defensive head coach. And so he calls plays. Clay, who was a high school coach here, when Kyle Shanahan called him and said, "Hey, you want to come work for us?" And he's like, "Whoa, I just started as a high school coach here." And so he went out there, started from the bottom, worked his way up. But everybody knows Shanahan calls the plays. So I think Clint, who's the oldest, is more inclined to be a head coach. He's been a quarterback coach. He's been a coordinator. He's worked with his dad. He's worked for his dad. And last year in New Orleans, their first two games, they scored more than 40 points and blew people out. And then they had massive injuries and didn't do squat and ended up changing coaches, of course. And Clint had multiple offers, and he was smart to go with Mike McDonald, who's a defensive-oriented coach, knowing he could call plays, and he's done a really good job up there. I don't think he's going to jump at the first one. What I wonder about the Titans, they hired a coach, a coordinator who hadn't called plays, and it turned out to be a disaster. Now they have one who is, and Clint's worked with a lot of quarterbacks. And in fact, he and Stefanski and Gary Kubiak were all on Mike Zimmer's staff in Minnesota on the offensive side. Stefanski was the play caller. Kubiak worked with him, had been brought in kind of as an advisor. Clint was there working under Stefanski. So I'm partial to him, so I'd say yes, he's ready. But I don't know, since Bergonzi worked with Matt Nagy and Andy Reid likes him so much that he would hire a guy like Clint, who's never been a head coach, over a guy like Matt, who has. And some of those coaches do a better job the second time around. If, as you mentioned, they got to get the right staff.
That's part of it. We're talking to the great John McClain on the Chase and McJoe Show. John, before we get more of this head coaching search, I love talking about football. Your thoughts on last night's Steelers-Ravens game, because it's one of the best games I've ever seen.
That rivalry is the most physical in the NFL. It reminded me of the old Steeler-Oilers rivalry from the AFC Central in the 70s and the 80s. And Chris Boswell, who's from Rice and had a cup of coffee with the Texans, seeing him miss that extra point, I felt terrible for him. And then the kid from Baltimore missed his, felt terrible for him.
Right.
But from a historical perspective, I wanted to see Houston and Pittsburgh. And a lot of people here will say, "Oh, the Oilers are gone. Nobody cares about that." Well, there are a lot of people here who remember the Oilers and the Steelers in the 70s.
Sure.
When Pittsburgh won 4 of 6 Super Bowls. And a lot of the times they're in the same division, and the Oilers were considered the second best team in the NFL, and they lost 2 games in a row, AFC championship games, after the 78 and 79 seasons. And those were great games. Franco Harris told me one time when I was in Canton that their best rivalry was not the Raiders, like a lot of people thought, but it was the Oilers, because it was physical, but they respected each other. And I remember one time after a game in Three Rivers, it was the 78 AFC championship game. Steelers blew them out, and some fan grabbed Bum Phillips' cowboy hat, and Jack Lambert went and ran him down. Can't remember if he beat the hell out of him or not. He got Bum's hat back.
Right.
And the next year, after the Steelers won in the controversial play with Dan Pastrini's touchdown pass to Mike Renfro that wasn't allowed, that really led to instant replay, somebody stole his hat, and they couldn't get it back. Bum got like 400 hats from Pittsburgh fans sent to him at his office here. People would send a hat and say, "Bum Phillips, Houston Oilers, Houston, Texas, no address." And they got to him, and I think he gave away all of them. But in another one in 70, I think 5, the Steelers were going to miss the playoffs, and the Oilers had to beat the Bengals. And if the Oilers beat the Bengals, the Steelers got in. Oilers upset the Bengals here. Steelers got in, won a Super Bowl. And after the season, every person in the organization got a really nice briefcase from the Steelers made out of what a football's made out of. And it was a very cool gift. So it was a great rivalry, a lot of respect. Don't know how much attention it'll get today since the Oilers are in Nashville.
Right.
But for a lot of us fans, we will never forget the Houston and Pittsburgh rivalry.
I love that story. John, real quick before the break, the Giants, Titans, Falcons, Cardinals, Browns, and the Raiders job are open. Of those 6, what's the best job?
Now, if you listen to the media, they'll say it's the Giants. I don't buy it. When I think of what happened, Falcons won their last 4 games. I was surprised Raheem Morris got fired. And they've got skill position players, Bijan Robinson, Drake London. Pitts had his best season. James Pierce led the all rookies in sacks, I think. And they're in a bad position, and they play indoors in a good city. So I'm saying the Falcons, and I'm stunned that the Jets, as absolutely pathetic as they have been, they're going to let Aaron Glenn come back.
John McClain is with us. We'll have more with him coming up next. Chasing Big Joe on this Monday, 102.5 The Game. Chasing Big Joe, 102.5 The Game on this Monday, continuing with John McClain down in Houston. John, so the rumor that I've seen for the Raiders, Brian Flores is the head coach and Dayball is the offensive coordinator. On paper, I don't hate that for them.
Well, as someone who kept up with Brian Flores at Miami, and I remember Armando Salguero wrote a column. He's covered the Dolphins forever. After he was fired, said he needs to learn better people skills. And then Flores came out after Tua Tagovailoa just tore him up and admitted he needed to learn how to deal with people better. And he's done a great job as a defensive coordinator for Minnesota. His contract's up. I'm sure he'd have a lot of offers to be a defensive coordinator. He'd be a guy like Matt Nagy gets hired, an offensive coach gets hired. That's somebody they should consider because he's been tremendous. But boy, whoever it is has got to have somebody who can coach a quarterback. And if it's Dayball, fine. But boy, when I saw that, it didn't float my boat. But Brady, and I'll say this about Brady. When he brought his soccer team in England, in Birmingham's the way they pronounce it, he hired a guy, Wayne Rooney, one of the all-time great soccer players in the Premier League, fired him after 1 year. Rooney threw a fit. Well, then they hired somebody else, and all of a sudden they were winners. So maybe they screwed it up with Pete Carroll. Maybe they'll get this one right. They totally mishandled the way they did. Pete Carroll made him take coaches. He didn't get the one he wants. They let him hire two of his sons, which is ridiculous. And they can't afford another mistake. Did you guys see where Mark Davis is paying $50 million to former coaches? $50 million.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I saw that Gruden tweeted out the Raiders flag last night too, which kind of made me laugh.
Well, Gruden would like to get back in. I don't think he will, but it would be a great story if he did. But everybody says there's a shortage of offensive coordinators. There's not a Ben Johnson or a Liam Cohen. Now, people say that. They don't know that. There's guys out there that are going to end up being really good head coaches. They just haven't figured out who they are. But there are some popular defensive coaches. But, boy, you've got to get the guy right. And Mike Begonzi's going to hire Matt Nagy because he knows him and because he thinks he'll do a really good job. He better be right.
Along those lines, is this the year, though, that the retread could have the advantage because of what you just said of people looking of – maybe and look, the coordinators are going to get interviews and they should, and Joe Brady might get a job, and I'm sure there will be one or two, but that maybe they go through it this cycle, they're not quite ready, and then it's next cycle. So could this be the year for McCarthy, Nagy, the guys that, have recently been fired?
That's a great point, Chase, but usually you don't get three times like Mike McCarthy, but McCarthy won 12 games 3 times with the Cowboys. And
he has a ring.
He's got the ring, but also he didn't have control. We all know who has control. And if you can win 3 games 3 times, 12 games 3 times with the Cowboys, I would certainly interview him. Now, Brinker worked with him. He knows him. And McCarthy is very well respected, he was an offensive coach. I would seriously consider him. When you have a young team, and it's obvious they're going to have a young team, even though they'll probably have a lot of veterans because of all that money they can have to spend, I would definitely consider a former head coach like Nagy or McCarthy.
Talking to John McClain on the Chase and Big Joe show. John, Cincinnati's going to keep their coach. Any other coaches you could see maybe, the Mike McDaniel in Miami, we don't know what's happening there, but anything on your mind like, I think that's going to happen or not that you see coming in the next, say, 48 hours?
Well, as I said before we went on the break, Joe, based on how utterly pathetic the Jets have been in Aaron Glenn's first season, I'm stunned they're going to bring him back. And people are saying, yeah, well, remember what happened with Dan Campbell. Yeah, Dan Campbell had a bad first season, but not as bad as the Jets. My God, they were just awful.
Right.
And as the season went on, they were worse. Their last 5 games, I think they lost by an average of 23 points a game.
Gosh.
That sounds like guys just quit, and that's not a good sign, of course. And then Mike McDaniel depends on who the GM coming in is. Are they going to hire somebody from the 49ers? Kyle Shanahan's lost so many GMs from personnel positions. Who knows McDaniel? You shouldn't be hiring somebody because he knows McDaniel. You better get the right person. And if they keep McDaniel and the new GM fires him this time next year, then they're going to be starting over. So I want to see how that's going to play out. They haven't announced he's going to be back. And if Aaron Glenn lasts a couple of weeks, okay, he's back. But, man, that organization has got to be doing a deep dive on what exactly happened. And because they were an embarrassment to the NFL, and it's a joke out there. Well, it sounds like a joke, but it shouldn't be, that Dante Moore of Oregon, before he decides to come out, and he probably should stay at Oregon, to find out, is he going to be the first pick or the second pick, because he wants to avoid the Jets. And I don't blame anybody that wants to avoid the Jets, and that is a terrible thing to say.
Yeah, Brady's already come out and told everybody how much he loves Mendoza and winning at Indiana. So I think we know who the Raiders are going to take there. John, the Jaguars beat the Titans yesterday. I don't think we realize, and you saw them play, this is a really good football team, aren't they?
It is right now a great football team that is an offensive machine, and it doesn't matter if they're playing the Titans or a playoff team. They have, since the Texans beat them in the fourth quarter with that great comeback behind Davis Mills that jump-started the Texans' 9-game winning streak, they've won eight in a row, and they have been fantastic on offense, good enough on defense. It wouldn't surprise me at all if they beat Buffalo, but also wouldn't surprise me if Josh Allen had a great game and they won in Jacksonville. That's the game I am most intrigued about, other, of course, Texans and the Steelers, of course. But right now, Jacksonville is the best offensive team in the NFL, and that includes the Rams, that includes the Patriots.
John, if the Bills lose, is this closing that window for them? Because I mean, like, they're always there, but they lose this game. Is that window out or shut?
I don't think there's such a thing as that if the GM knows what he's doing. You got Josh Allen. He's under contract. He has some good young players. They had some injuries like most teams do. It blows me away when a coach like Zach Taylor misses his quarterback for 9 games and everybody wants him fired. And that makes no sense to me. Lamar Jackson's hurt most of the year. Everybody wants John Harbaugh to be gone. Even Dan Quinn had Jaden Daniels healthy for 4 years. They're talking about firing Cliff Kingsbury. Last year, they go to the NFC Championship game with a rookie quarterback. Cliff Kingsbury's going to be a head coach. It's funny the way these things work, and so many times they're wrong. But I think as long as Josh Allen is there, Superman, and his team's more reliant on him than anybody, even though they got the rushing leader, first one since O.J. Simpson. They can run the ball. Their weaknesses are stopping the run, and they need another receiver, and they'll be right back up there as a Super Bowl favorite.
John, how do you view the Falcons right now? Just organization, the coaching job, the GM job, they're both open. How do you view them?
If you look at Terry Fontenot's number 1 picks, he's done a good job, but he's been there 5 years. He's got a losing record. There was a lot of speculation he was going to be out as general manager. And I thought Raheem Morris might keep his job. Now they're talking about bringing in Matt Ryan to run the show, and the coach and the general manager would answer to him. Well, why? How do they think Matt Ryan's going to be great at that? He's never done jack squat. Let the guy come in and work in personnel and work his way up to that. And he wants to stay on CBS. Let me tell you, if you're going to run an organization and you got him on their TV and they say, well, Matt, what do you think about the Falcons game? Are you going to get an honest opinion from him? Absolutely not. And I don't buy for an instant you can take a former player and put him in charge and just assume he's going to do a great job unless he's been there, like Dan Morgan was in the organization with Carolina. Now they've backed in the division championship. And I think the Falcons is a really good job as far as talent of the stadium, the city. They're in cap problems again. That's one thing Terry Fontenot did. He got them back in cap hell. They were in cap hell because of Ryan's contract. Then they got out of it. Now they're back in it. And but that is a good place for a head coach to go in a bad division.
I'm going to say this to both of you, and I know the track record on GMs getting a second chance. I do think John Robinson could do a good job with the Atlanta Falcons. I'm throwing that out there. I think he deserves another shot. We'll see if he actually gets it.
I think John to be a GM again, he's got to work with the team and team's got to be successful and get some attention about what you're doing there. There's a lot of good personnel people out there that don't get much attention. Like the other Kubiak, Klein Kubiak's been working in the personnel department for the Cowboys for years. And I think if he's with another team, his name would be mentioned for GM jobs, but there's nobody in the Cowboys personnel department gets any attention except one guy.
Right. Before we let you go, looks like I guess this is it. Highmark Stadium, better known as Ralph Wilson Stadium. The Ralph closes. They'll have the new stadium next year. You covered the Bills and Oilers rivalry for a long time. You have any memories of going there?
Oh, yeah. I tweeted yesterday with all this nostalgia. I said, Highmark Stadium, it was not nice knowing you. 1-3-93. The Oilers had the biggest choke in NFL history. Now it's the biggest choke in playoff history. Lost 41-38 in overtime after leading 35-3 midway through the third quarter. And that's got to be the best thing that ever happened to that franchise in those 50 years. And those fans were incredible. I've tweeted so many tributes that I've seen they did, and those fans are great. And they think, oh, boy, we're going to be indoors. It's going to be warm, and we don't like it. We want weather bad. Once they get in there, they go, my God, this is nice.
Well, I'll say this. They did something so subtle yesterday, but I thought it was the coolest thing and looked awesome, and that was they wore the red helmets, and I loved that.
I had a tribute with Marv Levy on the scoreboard. Marv's, I think, 91 now, and he did that thing that got, everybody does up there about where would you rather be. And, of course, everybody went crazy. Great fans, great city. And you know what? With Josh Allen and a great running game, and I'm not just saying it because I picked them to be against Detroit. I'm not giving up on them in the Super Bowl because, to me, the AFC is wide open.
I would agree. John, thank you, sir. We will talk to you next week.
Jason, Joe, thank you guys very much, as always.
John McClain joining us as he does every Monday at 2:00. We'll react to some of that and recap all the moves today. Coming up next, Chasing Big Joe, 102.5 The Game. Chase and Big Joe, 102.5, the game on this Monday. Joe, I'm gonna throw this out to you.
Okay.
Because this made me laugh.
I'll catch it, pal.
When I saw this. February 26, 1987. What do you think the headline for the Dallas Morning News was?
February 26, 1987. February 20. What? Jerry didn't buy the team. Herschel trade didn't happen. February 26. Come on, Joe. Think. The Giants just won the Super Bowl. I don't know.
SMU football canceled for 1987.
Oh,
that was the headline. This Twitter account says 1987, SMU gets the death penalty for paying players $61,000. 2026, Texas Tech pays a quarterback $5 million to transfer.
By the way, our good friend David Beauclair was the editor of the SMU paper during that time.
Oh, wow.
I don't know if in 87, but like in the early 80s, he was there when all that went down. So how much did they pay the Texas Tech quarterback? $5 million?
He was the Cincinnati quarterback.
Wow. Oh, he's going there?
Yeah.
They've doubled down again, man. The rich boosters there.
Why not?
We'll get Chowders on, talk about how great Texas Tech did in the in the playoff. Poor guy.
Barstool Sports says a report claims football's power couple Belichick and Jordan Hudson are pursuing the NFL job openings.
I think that's a false, funny kind of thing.
Maybe.
I don't believe anything into that.
Never know.
I mean, Carolina's paying him $10 million a year.
Yeah.
And his son's guaranteed to get the next job. I mean, he fleeced Carolina. He's a disaster. And I feel sorry for all the kids playing for him. Remember the first game TCU and ESPN was trying to drive down our throat how great it is. Environment and TCU
just terrible.
Just kicked the snot out of them.
They were just awful. You asked John about other jobs that could open up. I think Tampa's a possibility. I think it's a real possibility that could be one.
Yeah, why was Tampa mad at the Saints for not winning? Win your games.
All right.
You know, don't rely on
that's why
else.
Todd Bowles might get fired.
Yeah,
because
don't rely on somebody else to do it for you.
You were in a position. Look, good for Carolina. Carolina's gotten better, but Carolina didn't deserve to win that division.
No, you're right.
It's a bad division. And then, I mean, Miami's a maybe. And then you look at some, I think if Tomlin leaves the Steelers, it's Tomlin's decision. It's not. They're not going to fire.
Why does everybody think he's leaving? Did you see him on the sideline last night? How fired? I've never seen him that emotional. It was great.
Did you hear what he said? Because somebody was trying to ask, like, do you think you would have been done? What happened? What happens if Baltimore wins this game? And he says, "Well,
if my aunt
had male parts, she'd be my uncle."
And look, they beat Houston. They're in the basically the semifinals. I mean, you're down to the top four in the AFC. So yeah, man.
Baltimore open, yes or no?
No. That owner loves him. They ain't going anywhere. I think Lamar might be on the road somewhere, but no.
I think he might step down. I think he might take a break.
I'm looking right now. 193, 124, and 18 seasons.
It's pretty good.
Super Bowl winner.
4-7 in playoffs since 2013, 1-5 after wild card round.
Ouch.
But guess what he has that a lot of coaches don't?
That's right. A big old fat ring.
Yep. Has he coached in 2?
Nah, just one.
Just one.
Yeah. The one they won in 2012. Look, if I'm the Falcons.
He won a Super Bowl with Joe Flacco.
Yeah.
Like,
pretty damn good. Ray Lewis.
Yeah.
I mean, he had
the
some
defense.
boys around you.
He had and that was Rexy, right?
He had some.
Was Rexy the defensive coordinator? No.
I don't think so.
No. Dean Pease.
The Dean Pease?
I think it was Dean Pease. Could be wrong.
I don't know. But, I mean, look, if I'm the Falcons, I have a plane outside his house. Like, I'm bringing you with me to Atlanta right now. John talked about.
If you're talking about Harbaugh?
Yeah.
If I'm any of the 6 openings, I have a plane outside the house.
But if you're Harbaugh,
lined up down the,
and you could pick those 6, I'm going to Atlanta. I'm telling you, man, I'm not going to Vegas.
Yeah.
There's too much to do at Vegas to concentrate on football. I'm telling, too much to do out there. Go to Atlanta. You got a pretty damn good defense already built in.
I think if I'm him, I'm going to Atlanta or coming here. He seems like a more under the radar kind of guy.
I want to win. You ain't winning here. Not for a while.
I don't know if you're winning in Atlanta tomorrow. I mean, you
got
got
defense, not bad, Chase.
Defense is good, but you got cap stuff you got to work with, and then who's your quarterback? Are you going to pay Cousins? Because
Penix is your guy.
Well, the offense looked better under Cousins.
So you look half bad under him, man. And you got a couple good receivers. That
got
Monday night
Bijan.
game last week, they looked really good.
Yeah.
So I don't know, Mike.
615-737-1025. We'll come back and tell you what day it is. And let's get Mark in Nashville real quick before we do that. Mark, what's up?
Yeah, how you doing, Chase? Don't forget about me. What's up, Big Joe?
What's up, Mark?
Yeah, how you doing, man? No, I ain't talked to y'all in a while. Chase, I'm still waiting on that 3 a.m. opening you promised me.
We'll work on it.
Yeah, I'm still waiting. Yeah. You need to work on that,
We'll
Chase.
circle back after the holidays. Oh, wait.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I'm kidding.
Yeah, I know. Hey, Big Joe, the dynasty, #1, the dynasty lives on up here in Murfreesboro.
Yes,
Oakland
it does.
Wrapped up another one.
It does.
Yeah, they wrapped up another. It really does. But I heard y'all talking about these coaches, and I heard McClain talking about the Falcons. You know, today they did go on and get rid of Rich McKay too, Vice President of Football Operations. Chase, they fired Rich McKay today.
Okay.
And you're right. That is a good job, man. I'd like to see Tomlin if he did leave Pittsburgh. I'd like to see Tomlin in Atlanta. I think that team is ready right now, and you got to give Penix a chance, Chase. You got to give him a chance and see what he's about. I don't think Todd Bowles will get fired from Tampa, though, Chase. I don't think that's going to happen. It really wasn't his fault. I think Baker regrets. Baker had a lot of interceptions.
I think Baker was hurt.
Didn't play. Yeah, Baker didn't play. They had a lot of injuries this year. Evans and Bucky and a lot of injuries on that team. So I think he'll get another year. McDaniels will probably get another year. But I would watch for that Belichick too, though, Chase. You could see him in New York. You could see him in Atlanta. Remember last time one of the first things Belichick wanted to do was get rid of McKay and fire about 30 of them up in that front office.
Yeah.
And but he didn't get the job. But I look at him to come back. He's an NFL coach. He's not a college coach. Like Big Joe said, he's out of his league in college. That's just not going to work for him. And I'm going to say this before I go. I think yesterday, and I know Big Joe going to disagree with me. I think yesterday, Joe, Chase, that the Titans should have treated Cam like a preseason guy. Let him play about 14, 15 snaps. Bring him on out. He's your franchise quarterback. It's the last game. This man has been sacked more than anybody in football. He's been durable, but he's took a beating this year. He didn't really need to be out there like that with Jacksonville. They were playing all these starters. They were trying to move up into another seed in the playoffs. So they were playing, outright hard to go. So I thought the Titans made a mistake yesterday. McCoy is letting Cam sit there and play like they did. He played against all the top 5 defenses on his schedule this year. You didn't need to have him out there like that. So that's just my opinion on it. But Chase, you really do need to think about that. May be a big asset to you, man, if you brought me in there. You never know, Chase.
I'll think about it. Thank you, Mark.
Thanks, Mark.
Appreciate
all right.
it.
Y'all have a good one. See you later, Big Joe.
All right, baby.
Thank you, Mark. We'll come back with what day is it and celebrity birthdays. Chasing Big Joe, 102.5 The Game. Chasing Big Joe, 102.5 The Game, DVD coming up next. Adam Vingan popped in here and threw out an interesting name for offensive coordinator for the Titans. And he kind of had me intrigued. He'll tell you about that coming up here in a few minutes on DVD. With that, let's get to what day is it and celebrity birthdays.
Okay, first on the list, we have National Keto Day. So the keto diet people, shout out to you people. George Washington Carver Day is today. National Thank God It's Monday Day.
Who says that?
Exactly. I don't know.
Whoever says that.
National Bird Day. Okay. National Weigh-In Day. I thought that was last week as well. National Screenwriters Day. And to wrap it up, National Whipped Cream Day. So there you go.
You already know about National Bird Day, right?
Something about a pecker.
Excuse me?
I mean, yeah, that's what birds have. They have little beaks that peck on things, right? I thought that's where you were going with it.
Did I not to remind you, this is a family show.
At least it wasn't about a Peter. That's all I got to ask about it.
Now it's oh my gosh.
I'm just saying that, again, birds, never mind.
Oh, my
What did I do to a kangaroo?
You love the kangaroo. That's what you did.
I shoot them all birds. Right? That's my forte. Because I'm not
true.
playing anyway. It's already derailed.
That wow.
All
I'm
right.
so proud of you.
Time for celebrity birthdays.
Out times in a little bit, guys.
You have to go up. You know what, Dr. Crane, you're going first, buddy. Our first birthday. How old is former knuckleballer Charlie Huff? Played for the Dodgers, gave up the home runs to Reggie Jackson. Sean Henry knows all about that. Charlie Huff. How old's Charlie Huff?
68.
67.
78.
Yeah.
Chaser, please get this right. He's the second best college quarterback of all time. Tim Tebow's number one. The great Tracy Ham from Georgia Southern ran the ham bone. The best option quarterback to ever walk planet Earth.
60.
62.
62 exactly.
Wow.
Dr. Crane gets it. Dr. Crane, you're up now. How old is the great actor Robert Duvall?
Robert Duvall, I'm going to go 58.
Man, he's been in so many good movies. 92.
95. Ouchie. All right. Chase, you're up next. Oh, my good friend. Isaac from the Love Boat. Ted Lange. How old is Ted Lange today?
I'm up.
Yes, sir.
74.
72.
78. My good friend. I got a great story about how I found him one time, and I'm not going to tell it now, though.
You have a great story of how you found yourself one time.
I did. It was in a dumpster. Dr. Crane, Clancy Brown. He's the voice of Mr. Krabs on SpongeBob. He was in The Bad Prison Guard in Shawshank. He was in a great movie called Bad Boys with Sean Penn. How old's Clancy Brown?
67.
68.
67,
Yeah.
Exactly. Dr. Crane killing it.
Good job, Dr. Crane.
How old is the guy that you love, Bradley Cooper?
I do like Bradley Cooper.
Oh, I know.
47.
45.
51. Dr. Crane, how old is from Mad Men, January Jones? Beautiful girl.
I'm going to go 53.
42.
48. Jason McCabe, how old is Jay Cutler's ex, Kristen Cavallari? And this picture of her, good Lord.
38.
42.
39. Chase is on the board.
Thought we were around the same age.
4-1. Dr. Crane, former talk show host Charlie Rose.
70.
81.
84. Chase, lead guitar player Blondie, Chris Stein.
73.
77.
How old?
77.
76. He's up 5-1. Dr. Crane, how old is drummer Kate Schellenbach from Lucius Jackson? Really good drummer. Kate Schellenbach.
58.
56.
She's 60. 6-0. What's going on here?
6-1. I'm on the board.
That's right. I'm sorry. 6-1. That one was way over there. Chase, how old is Marilyn Manson?
57.
62.
57 exactly. It's now 6-3. Dr. Crane, how old is actor Shea Wiggum from Fast and the Furious?
70.
58.
57. Down the last one at 6-4. Chase, how old is, hold on, let me find a good one here that you got. A lot of these I've never heard of. Actor Ricky Paul Golden. He's from All My Children and The Guiding Light. He's been around a while. Actor Ricky Paul Golden.
88.
84.
61. With that, Dr. Crane gets the win, 6-4. Well done, buddy.
Good
Well
job.
done.
Good job, Dr.
Undefeated in 2026.
Did you
That's
beat
true.
James on Friday?
It was Bigsby. wasn't it?
Bigsby. Did you beat Bigsby?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, so you're 2-0.
2-0.
My man.
Fresh start.
Hey, new year, new you.
Is that an inside joke I'm missing out on or something?
On what?
New year, new you.
Have you not heard that?
That's like people every year, like it's new year, new me, gonna resolutions.
It's like nonstop. Like, hey, new year, new you. I'm like,
Yeah.
get out of my face.
Hate to poo poo on their parade, but it's the same person. You're still aging.
That's good.
Thanks,
man.
Jack Handy. Good Lord. Man. Love
That's
it.
good. All right. So before we're back on the air tomorrow, both of you answer this. Any other coaches get fired?
Yes.
I say yes.
One more.
Yeah.
Yeah. One more.
Yeah, one more. I don't know who. Just one more,
Yeah.
right?
By the way, I love all these fake accounts that want to tweet stuff. Like there's one that's a fake account saying Kirby's going to go to the Falcons. Like, come on.
Have you ever fallen for one? I almost did.
Yeah, I mean, I did on it. I mean,
Oh, that's right. On the Rex
Yeah.
Road got mad.
yeah.
What was that?
Yeah, I forgot what it was.
A Clark Lee's extension.
Yeah, Clark Lee, right. Which he eventually did. Like we knew that was going to happen.
Right. But you got Daddy Rex Road came off the
Oh,
top
he was,
rope.
He was pissed.
He was mad. Oh, man.
That's funny. That is going to do it for us. DVD coming your way next.
As we talk about, we joke New Year, New You, but listen, we're going to triple down on our message for men's mental health. And listen, here's the theme for 2026. Don't quit. Don't quit. Feed your mind positivity. I know some days are rough. I know some days are tough. But at the end of the day, man, we love you. You got so much to offer. I tell you all the time, I need you here to walk your daughter down the aisle. I need you here to hold your grandbaby. I need you here. We need you here. Our world's a better place. You can have all the help on our website, thegamenashville.com. Click on the Chase and Big Joe show. And just know, man, that we love you. And more importantly, more than anything in this world, please know that God loves you.
Amen to that. Peace, love, rock and roll. DVD coming your way next. 102.5 The Game.